I think, isn't it? I think
Yeah.
they've had it for like 400 or 500 years or something. But there's a part of me that's like, well, shouldn't they just take it back anyway? I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of look. It's a bit like, I guess, should England have had Hong Kong for as long as they did? Or I agree. I kind of agree with you, Andy. Like it's Africa. It's not Spain.
Can I debate that,
But
Steve?
at the same time, that doesn't detract from what's actually just happened. There'd be a political solution to this without somebody invading and doing what's been done. If it should have been returned to Morocco, I'm not even against that idea. It's part of their land, but they could have done it differently.
Yo, John, what do you? I'm just looking at your profile picture, and it applies to what we're talking about, Enlil and Enki. What do you know about the symbolical animals that are represented for Enlil and Enki?
That's kind of what colonialism is, though, isn't it?
That's not the answer to my question.
Well, you changed the topic completely, Q-Op.
If he answered the question, then I would show how it's correlated to the topic, but he's not answering the question. I said animals. Do you know what the word animals means? Okay, I'll tell you. It's taking too long. Eagle and snake. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, the two gods. One came from the ocean, one came from on top. Yeah.
Yeah, so Enlil is represented as having eagle wings in many sculptures. The snake, Enki, is represented as the earthly the god. So these two eagle versus snake fighting each other is pretty much represented in all flags that have animals and all kinds of different.
It's not snake, it's fish. If I'm not mistaken, the other one is a fish. Like the Pope has the fish hat.
Yeah, that's
not a snake, a fish.
Right, that's a different thing though. The snake is Enki is represent the snake is. So, have you seen the Mexican flag with the eagle eating the snake?
Yeah.
Okay, so pretty much all the empires that were the parts of the civilization that were supporting like the snake culture, which is like the druid like shamanistic culture, and against the imperialist like eagle empire of Rome, were pretty much destroyed, and that's where all these stories come from of the eagle eating the snake, or the archangel destroying like Medusa with the snake, all that kind of stuff. So I mean, that ties into like what my problem is with what SE believes, which is that somehow the earth is flat, all the countries are pushing the globe and having these proxy wars with each other, yet they're not. None of these big empires are actually fighting each other, and they all have the eagle as in their crests or flags.
I actually agree with that. I was going to make that a similar point, just about they're all part of the United Nations, right? Like Russia and like all these countries are all part of the UN, right?
I mean, think of all the wars, right, between Russia. Like, there's no actual war between America and China or America and Russia. In Iran, for 30, 40 years, like Russia and America have been kind of in a proxy war situation in the Middle East against each other over resources. Same thing with Ukraine, and this is it's pretty much like imagine if like me and like another like bad guy, we're just basically in this area, and we're just kind of like sending our peasants to like fight over each other for different things, like a game, or like to cause like a result in the society. And that's all we're seeing. We're just seeing Ukraine being destroyed, and we're not seeing America and Russia fight each other. So the idea of like, which side is good, America or Russia, it's like they're working on this together. It's their plan to change the world.
Yeah, that's a fair argument. Yeah. One world order. That's a fair argument.
Okay, but just saying one, like, that doesn't address anything I said.
Well, I don't believe in that. I believe in, and history shows that it's not one world government.
Okay, but we're not
always. Are you gonna let me answer or not? If you look at history, it's all about empire, right? You had the Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire, the Persian Empire, the Chinese Empire. So, I mean, if you want to make that argument, I mean, good luck. But I mean, you can say that recently now there's one world order. And I would still push back and say, no, it's the West. It appears that it's one world order. It's lasted about 500 years, the colonial states. So that's my answer to you.
Okay, so this is how all the debates that I debate against go, right? Every single topic. This thing you experience in your reality and in our reality, it might be the case, but let me point to some story I've been told in history or a religious book or the globe space narrative of them going to space. Um, you're saying that in history giant empires fought each other, and I don't completely disagree with that, but but I obviously have a different version of that. But the thing is, right now we don't see we see America and Russia with the exact same coins like when they were first like set up. The quarter in America is literally the same of like the Tsar coin. It had Tsars like which is basically Caesar and the Roman coin, and they're all the same. And they as Rome took over these areas, they all there's I'm gonna make videos on it. Like there it's the amount of connections. It's like they don't hide this stuff. So the idea that right now it just appears like it's a one world order, it's the only evidence is that there is a one world order right now. There's no evidence that America and Russia and China are fighting each other. They all do the same things. They push iPhones and on the technocratic slave state coming and globalism and the globe model and all this sci-fi bullshit.
All you have to do is look at, during COVID, how many countries went against the COVID narrative? What, 4? And weren't all 4 presidents like eliminated? Basically, that's a nice way to put it. I mean, I guess we're one world order minus those 4 countries, which now since then probably have signed on to the bullshit.
Look,
Yeah,
you both have a good argument, right? I'm not saying it's not possible. You could be right. I'll give you guys that. It's just that I don't see it when you go back in history, when you take human nature into account, right? I just don't see it. I mean, but like I said, you guys could be right. Is there any way for us to prove it? I don't think so.
the COVID, like you just said, the pandemic proved it. The whole world was shut down like at the same time.
Not the whole world. There was countries that didn't go for it. It wasn't the whole world.
Of all the
4
empires that
countries.
you're talking about fighting each other.
There were 4 countries that went against it, and all 4 of their presidents ended up mysteriously dying within the first 6 months of going against the COVID narrative. Like the one guy, I forget who was it, Tanzania or Tan something or other, starts with a T. Like he sent in, spit swabs from his goat, and it came back positive for COVID. So like he was like clearly going against it and turns up dead. I mean, unless there's other countries other than the 4, if there's more, then tell me. But from what I heard, there was only 4 countries that rejected the COVID bullshit and wasn't part of the WHO stuff. In my opinion, those are the only 4 left that are resisting the one world order.
Like I said, I'll give it to you guys, right? It does appear that way right now, right? So I'm just going, and I gotta go now. But I'm just going by what history says, human nature, and I just can't see that it's always been one world order. Maybe now it's that way for the most part, but I just can't see it. Like, and human nature is my number one thing. Like, there's no way everybody could agree to something like that. In my
They play fight. They play fight. They're like, oh, all right, this is our the next on the agenda. They have to keep us busy arguing with each other about wars and different things. And it's It's just it's another way of running the what's it called? The Coliseum. It's like the world Coliseum, basically, like the war Coliseum.
You remember as well when I brought up the gang theory? You know, it's like there's three at the moment, maybe three major gangs in the world: the US, Russia, and China. And it's like that series, The Wire, where every here and there they'll argue over a street corner, but essentially, you know, the leaders of the gangs sort of have a loose cartel with one another as well, where they don't go and try and kill each other, but they'll, you know, somebody wants a street corner, they might have a skirmish because that's also good for business for the arms manufacturers and employment and that sort of thing. I don't know. It just seems like there's always people that are against each other, but somehow everything sort of stays in balance at the same time. So to me, it's a game. It's a pantomime. I don't know the details of how they play it out, but that's what it looks like.
Yeah, you guys are probably right, and I do have the many gang theory, right? This is one of my favorite topics, but unfortunately, guys, I gotta go, man. Too bad. Like, nice convo though. Thanks.
All right, see you, bro.
I think that's the first time Coop and I agreed on anything since TFE.
I missed the first part, Q. What did you say about Enki and Enlil? I missed the first part of what you said.
I was just doing something. I didn't hear anything. If you guys were talking, I didn't hear anything.
All I said was that was the first time we agreed on something since TFE. And Oz John was asking what you were talking about in the beginning with Inky and whatever. I don't know.
No,
Yeah, I missed that bit.
So the Enlil and Enki, the two gods, is represented in every culture, has the same story. In Christianity, you have Yahweh versus what they call a snake, which in different traditions, like Saint Patrick, in like the myth of Saint Patrick's Day, you have Saint Patrick banishing all the the snakes, which is obviously not real snakes. There's like 100 different things with this eagle versus snake battle that went on, and pretty much the eagle empire shows that it defeated the snake, and now it puts the eagle everywhere for it to flaunt that it rules the world, and the flat earthers should understand that the world has been already taken over a long time ago.
I just posted, how you're talking about the Greek coin and how it looks like our coin. I just posted it in the side chat. It couldn't be like it looks identical almost. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's either like, so I don't know if what's his name, George Washington, was real, or maybe maybe the haircut they go for is trying to copy Caesar, and that's what's going on. But either way, it's like the same coin. I mean, what they're not like fighting war. The wars as they tell us, the way they explain to us, like the reasons for the wars is never the case. What they're doing is always just change. They're pretty much just, it's like a soft reset. They're resetting a government that might not be going the way they want, or they might be needing resources and wanting to just steal it instead of any of the citizens of that country get any money for it. They might just want to reduce population, like in Ukraine. They might have had too many, like kind of like uh, straight males, that they wanted to turn it into like a modern Germany, with where they got rid of all the straight males, and Now it's just a bunch of beta males. You can't push democratic politics in a place full of straight men.
Or maybe there's not as many people dying as they claim. Also,
Yeah, it's always the
like
fact.
that,
Yeah,
like the chick carrying wasn't a boulder. Apparently, it was like pieces of concrete. I could have sworn it was a giant boulder she was carrying on the news, and they were trying to claim all these people were blown up. And I don't know. You got to take everything that the news says with a grain of salt. That's for sure. Did you see that Witsit dropped his telemetry data finally? Apparently,
oh nice.
I don't know. He said he posted the direct links. I guess.
Actually, I don't know. I actually have that clipped up for my part 5. You know, all the excuses they made of why they can't have it. Like there's like clips of McToon saying it doesn't exist, then Witsit saying that it does exist, but his address is on it. Blah blah blah.
Did you see how he's saying that it looks like it goes in the middle of the ocean instead of just going straight down? So I don't know. It almost sounds like he's almost like maybe his handlers are like, oh, let's feed on this for a minute. Like the you know, like I don't know. He's like, I don't know why this goes in the middle of the ocean and then comes back. Like I don't know. I think he said something about a Netflix show that they're working on. Maybe not Netflix, but some like show that they're, who knows what they're gonna be doing. But I don't know. I thought that was interesting that all of a sudden now it's like he didn't look at it at all until just now, and now all of a sudden the telemetry data takes him off like in the middle of the ocean and then back again, and I don't know. It's like they're setting up for something to be an anomaly, maybe. I don't know. I can send you the clip if you want it. If you don't have it.
Yeah, you can. I think it might be part of the
Actually,
stuff I'm covering.
I don't know if I'm unbanned or not from sending you video. I tried sending you something. And it was like, you're blocked. I'm like, oh, okay. So maybe, I don't know if I can send it to you or not, but.
I honestly have like enough for my series to be ending. It for me, it's most like there's enough clips of like, you know, Aeon. Remember when Aeon was like defending Witsit like while we were debating him, and
Yeah.
and I got her to admit in front of everyone that she was disinflation.
I wish that you'd recorded that though. That's the shitty part. Is that was in a private conversation. You have that recorded? Her admitting it?
Yeah, it's gonna be in my. Oh no, well yeah, she admitted it in the debate.
No, she didn't admit it in the date. She admitted it in your room privately, where there was like 10 of us there that heard it. But
Well, she told the longer version, but she admitted it in the debate also.
she did. Oh, I don't remember that part.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, 'cause she went into like detail for like an hour about it in your room. So anybody that wants to claim she didn't, like, we've got like 10 people in there that witnessed that shit.
And then I don't know if I have there's so many clips I have to go through, but I'm pretty sure I have the clip of Witsit claiming. Well, we could even ask him again if we need the clip, because now he says that that mountain he was saying is not the face of the mountain that was behind the camp. He actually says now that it is the face, and so I'll show that after showing the debate with him and Dave Weiss, you know, defending that that's not the face of the mountain.
That's another thing too. Do you remember Witsit dropping any or taking any or posting any solar sun spot pictures? Because he said that he did. I guess in the same conversation that he dropped the telemetry data, he said that he was busy taking pictures with his camera, and then it got broken. But from what I remember, the story with the camera getting broken was that he was posting something with the he was trying to take pictures of the sun, or he had his camera pointed at the sun, and I guess like Jaren thought it was his camera and it didn't have a solar filter on it, so obviously that wasn't the time that he was taking solar shots because he didn't have a solar filter on. And then and he said that he posted it in his Telegram, so I don't know if you know of anybody in his Telegram, but I don't remember him taking any solar pictures or releasing any. I thought that was all McKeegan, right? Or am I wrong?
I don't think Witsit did. I don't think really Witsit did anything. But I'm sure he's got.
That's what I remember. But now he's saying that he did. So that's why I'm thinking he's gaslighting everybody. I don't know. It's like another, like, I think he's now gaslighting people into thinking that he did solar pictures, but I don't remember seeing any. And everybody I've talked to is like, yeah, I don't remember him dropping any. And like that was a McKeegan thing. So
but as far as that proving that they actually went there, it doesn't actually prove anything. It just proves that for a moment, they were taking pictures of the real sun. It doesn't mean that's the sun that they.
Yeah, they could have taken it. They could have just flipped it upside down and been like, "Oh, bam, here you go, here we are," whatever. So I agree that doesn't prove anything, but I just thought it was funny that he's now claiming that he like dropped all these pictures, and I'm like, where? Whose pictures, bro? Because he claimed also that the pictures, that the video from, that the video he posted was his footage, and then finally admitted it was Duffy's footage, and yeah, that whole thing happened. But anyways, whatever.
Some sneaky business.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find out what other people remember, because I'm like, I don't know, I don't remember any. If he did post it, he didn't post it anywhere on like YouTube or anything public. It was like, long gone and in Telegram world. So if anybody's in his Telegram and has seen these alleged solar pictures he took, please share them.
Well, regardless of whether people trust that whole expedition at all, there's another guy, Roger Ledwell. He's in Discord pretty often.
Yeah, underwater, man. Underwater.
What? I have no idea what that means. But he's planning on going to Antarctica to actually get a job there for a bit. But
I don't know if you know, but we can't hear you.
Oh, somebody talking?
Yes,
I love how you two team up sometimes, but sometimes you're
Hate
mortal
each other.
enemies.
That's what I said. I was like, I can't believe this is the first time since TFE that we've
Quap's your
agreed on something.
nemesis.
Quap's part of the. I think he was paid by Witsit. I think he was part of Witsit's team. This promotion,
Well,
controlled
Quap's on
opposition,
McToon's.
controlled
Don't
after
worry,
Witsit.
Just makes no sense.
It makes total sense.
Quap, you said you're on McToon's payroll,
I-
right? Are you on McToon's or Witsit's payroll? Who's paying you to be here?
He's got both. He's rolling in the
Dude, to
splatter
expose
stuff.
them, dude, that would be awesome if I got paid to expose them. That's hilarious. I hope that would be awesome.
That's exactly what someone who's getting paid would say.
No, usually
Doesn't it feel
people.
stupid? Doesn't it feel stupid when people are accusing you of getting paid and you know you're not getting paid?
But you defend TFE, and that's the mainstream position, so it makes sense that you are getting paid. It doesn't make sense that I'm getting paid to expose all the mainstream and controlled op positions.
You're controlled op of the controlled op, though.
Exactly.
This way, it's a double Jew bluff.
It doesn't make any sense. It's just irrational, and it's just stupid.
It's not stupid. It's hilarious. And if you can't laugh at it, then you have no sense of humor.
I do laugh at how retarded. Like, it's amazing. Like, I honestly, most of the time, I consider that I'm by myself in a dream world because you guys are all like NPC level, like intelligence.
Well, have you ever heard the idea that everyone on Earth is the same person, and it's called the egg theory. No, what's the name of it? Some theory where like you just keep being reincarnated, but you just go run through as everybody, and it's like all happening at once. Not at once, but like you die, you come back as another person at a different time, so you end up being everyone.
Yeah. I have a big problem if I was ever a crystal.
No, you're gonna come back as at some point in this the egg theory, cosmic egg theory, I think it's called. Uh you'll be everyone. You'll be the Illuminati. You'll be friggin' Demok. You'll be Crizzle. You'll be me. You're welcome if you're me at one point, but you know what I'm saying. You'll just be everyone.
That's interesting. Am I still getting feedback? I've been having audio issues.
Yeah, we
Hold
can't hear
on,
you.
is someone talking?
It's me, Andrew.
Someone's very faint if you're trying to talk.
Just buy a new mic.
Yeah, it's Andrew. You barely hear, bro.
What's up, Quap? I mean, Crizzle.
I'm all good. You go ahead with your queue up.
I'm just saying that cosmic egg theory, like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be Crizzle, dude. You're gonna be George Bush. You're gonna knock down the towers at some point. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it all.
You're aware
This
that
is
not
all
every
you.
theory. You aware that not every
And the
theory
hell for queue up.
Yeah, I would be retarded.
You gotta learn. You gotta learn what it's like.
You realize like not every theory is like reality.
I'm just saying if that is was reality, then
But it
that'd be crazy.
has
You're
no
coming
logic.
back
It has
as
no
Crizzle.
logic to it. My
No,
reincarnation
it's
model is the only one that
logical.
makes sense. No, it does not.
You gotta learn your lesson and be everyone. It's
But you have
logical.
to be. You have to be every single ant also.
Not just humans.
Yeah, now it's even more illogical.
Why?
Queue up, you might gain some IQ.
Dude, so disgusting.
I'm coming back as Crizzle. You're gonna be Crizzle. You actually are Crizzle right now, actually, in this idea. Like you're Crizzle right now.
Wait,
You are Spaghetti
Like this isn't
Monster.
all happening. This isn't all happening like linearly. Like you're already everyone right now.
It's called universalism.
and why am I coincidentally only conscious of the most conscious human?
Otherwise, you don't learn your lessons.
Consciousness is perspective based. There's only one consciousness. Like your reference frame of you being Q up, that's the reference frame that you're observing right now. But your same consciousness is shared with Crizzle, observing from her reference
Yeah,
frame.
I know. I got that. That's a really gay philosophy too. I don't like that idea.
It's
Because
called
then
no
we're all
queuing.
we're just one being that's by itself forever. That's lame.
Exactly. You're just sharing the reality and
Yeah,
experiencing
that's
it in a different way.
so you're assuming that there can't be more any new gods created. There can only be one god. That's like pretty much putting like limits on him on what he can do.
No, there is no such thing as God.
Okay, now there's no gods. Now it's just humans.
There's no gods. There's just the ultimate manifesting creator experiencing a consciousness through you.
The creator assumes a god.
No creator, just it's like a manifesting entity. It's not creating anything. You're doing the creating.
I'm not with this part of it. He's veered off from my thing.
He's like contradicted himself within his like two sentences.
You don't get it, do you?
No, I'm just not like like you're just making up shit. Like I actually like go to these realms and try and figure out what they teach. And most humans are just either picking a book they like or coming up with what idea they like in their mind. It's like there's a spiritual realm for you to go and access information from and try to learn things. No one tries to do that. Everyone just tries to figure out all of existence in their own mind.
When's the
Yeah,
last
but
time you went to one of these realms? When's the last time you went? You up? Curious. Are you kicked
Not a
out?
lot.
Are you one of those people that got
No,
kicked out?
no,
Because I think for
no,
sure you got
no,
fucking kicked out, bro.
no.
Yeah, but what about the spiritual side? Could also just be the spiritual
Put them in a
aspect of the
special
same
room.
thing.
Oh my god, dude. I actually rather just talk to like Rusted. Like honestly, like you guys are like below Rusted in this. This is embarrassing.
That's really crazy. I've never heard you say anything like even close to a compliment towards me. So that's
It's
really,
not really a compliment
and
towards
it's
you. It's
not
an insult towards
no,
them.
it's
That was
fucked
so
up
sweet.
because they actually, I know
Put
it's
it in
not,
your pocket, Rusted.
but it's fucked up because they're actually like you, the person that claims to be like, oh, I went to the spiritual realm is the person that never fucking wishes they went to the spiritual realm. So I don't believe you for a second that you went to that shit.
I
So
don't care
please
if you
tell
believe
me,
me. I don't. Why do
when's
I
the
care if
last
you believe
time?
me?
When's the last time you went? What happened? I want to hear about it. Let's hear it right now. How long ago was it? What happened? Which
Probably
entity
like
talked to you?
How long were you there for?
What lesson
Yeah.
did you
What
learn?
did it smell like?
I haven't gone that deep that far since like
That's what?
How did you
not since
get
like
there? Was it with the help of Corona beer, or was it Foster's, or what?
yeah, I drank beer and I left my body and I went to another realm.
Could make a cartoon about that for sure.
Quap said he
So
did
really,
beer once.
how long ago was it?
I just said 2010.
We didn't hear that. We cut out or something. So 2010 was the last time. Why haven't you been back since then? That's a long time ago.
It's not like
It's
this is like so. Imagine,
2026.
Crystal. You don't need to ever like chime in ever. Like no one even understands what you're saying. So it doesn't. It's
Just
just
answer the
you're
No,
question.
adding
this is
noise.
just too
All right.
funny.
So
Go on.
imagine like so. Let's think of Mount Everest. Right. Mount Everest is the tallest mountain to climb, and it's the hardest mountain to climb. Imagine if I did that in 2010, and you told me, oh, why haven't you done it again recently? Now, wait, because the analogy doesn't work. This isn't Mount Everest. This is literally a higher dimension. So it's in almost like a billion. A billion is a good number, right? A billion times more crazy of a place to try and get to.
How many times did you go?
Why haven't you been there again? Why don't you
Just
do it this
wondering, how many
morning? You're
times?
too busy this morning?
You're the one that brings it up all the time. So I just want to know
Spiraling.
I
how
don't.
many times.
You don't understand like what it takes to get that far. It's not easy and it's not really
So was it
fun.
one
It's
time?
actually no. Who said one time?
That's what I'm asking. I
You
just said how
sound
many
like
times.
Howard. Are you
It's
sure you're not
I
good friends
Yeah,
with
where do you
every
Howard?
go
so
when you're dreaming,
you
Q-Up?
don't need to talk Crystal in any topic ever. I promise. No one no one needs you to talk in any topic, Crystal. Please.
I
So
don't
how
give a
many
shit.
times
What do
did
you
you go?
think, Q-Up?
There's
Q-Up's
no
got
there
the
is not
most
it's not
baby-fied voice on here, and
it's
then he
not
wants to say somebody else don't need to
Dr.
talk.
Phil, we're not talking
See
to
what I'm
you
saying?
on
It
your
kills
show
him
right now,
when
Dr. Phil.
somebody else talks.
I mean, 2010, Quap. I thought you were born in like 2001 or some shit.
That's what I
That's
thought.
so irrelevant.
Q-Up, you ought to
He's
go to
9
the
years old.
doctor
Can
and
I
have
just
him give
answer
you some
Rusted?
testosterone.
So
You really
Rusted.
need it.
I
Oh,
I
I
gotta
need
need
settle
some
down.
a whole
androgel.
If we
Phil,
don't
dude.
settle down,
Get his
if we don't,
All right.
testosterone back
hold
up.
on, Crizzle.
Hey,
Crizzle, hold
someone
on.
give me video perms so I can sew Dr. Phil my chest hair and my fucking
If
giant
we don't
chest.
settle down, Quap is gonna leave, guys. Everyone relax.
Bro,
No
why?
size of
Is that
chest
all it
hair.
takes? Shit.
Cole, how about you turn on your camera? I'll turn on my camera. We'll see who has more testosterone.
Oh,
Freddie
Cole's corn
Mercury.
That'd
fed.
be easy to do.
Your
Cole's
You
voice
know
corn
what?
says you
fed, bro.
don't.
Nobody cares.
Freddie
Nobody
Mercury
wants to
has a
see
lot
you.
of testosterone.
Nobody wants to see your singular chest hair, Q-Up. We just want to know how many times you went to this other world.
It's not a location that you go to the same place each time. Each time I left my
Okay.
body, I went farther and farther. The
How
farthest
many
I
times?
ever went. No one in this human iteration has ever been that far. So
I've been there.
even if
I've
I've
never
only
Yeah,
been
been
but
there
there
I
with
one
was
time,
anyone.
waiting
it's
for you
still
on
the
the other
fucking, it's
side
still
and
the
you
truth.
didn't arrive, man. So where were
Bro,
you when I
why
was
are you
How do
waiting
you,
at the
talking,
other
dude?
end?
hold
Please
on,
stop
Probably running
talking,
Quap.
with
dude.
the Care Bears.
Guys, hold on. Quap, how do you know you went the farthest though?
Because
Yeah.
no, so this is why, right?
You
Because
saw nobody
I can
there.
give you
Grizzle,
I
please.
so give me what you think is the a DMT story of someone who you think has gone the farthest, and I'll compare that with mine.
You go
Mike
first.
Tyson.
No, I was just wondering how you know you
Because
confidently I've gone the farthest.
because I've read the Bible, I've read all the DMT Nexus highest trip reports, which is literally there's like a spectrum of like nursery reports, and then like people that are like the OGs that are actually going really far. All the OGs in the DMT Nexus told me that I was experiencing things that they've never heard of before. They've Who is laughing at that? What is funny about that?
Everybody.
No, you
I'm
are not
real funny.
everybody,
Are you the
Dr. Phil. You
DMT
are just
Jesus?
normie, Dr. Phil. And
Wait,
Glober's
when
told me to
did
be
you talk to
in this
these people?
conversation.
When did you talk to these Nexus people from DMT world? Was
That
it in
shit
the
sounds like
DMT
a
land,
cult.
All right, you guys
or
are not.
was it after the fact?
You guys are not. You guys are not
Q-Up
able
is
to connect to this
DMT Jesus.
conversation, and you guys are not understanding what I'm saying.
We want to have it, Quap. We want to
Rusted,
have the
hold on.
combo.
Yeah.
So you need DMT for it?
He left.
Russ, the DMT Nexus is a website that people put their like trip reports on. That's what he's talking about. He's just it's like a
Yeah,
forum.
but he said that people told him. So I'm just trying to find out who told him that, and did they tell him that back in 2010 when he did it? Because to say that you went the furthest when 2010 is the last time you did the shit, that's a long time to go by. Where other people, DMT has taken off quite a bit since then.
They were just
Yeah,
complimenting him
people
because
do years about
they
this.
wanted something from him.
Yeah, but people
you know
do
what I mean.
years about this to do this by raising their own DMT in their body by meditation. And
Oh,
he's
you can do it
doing it
naturally?
with just a trippy ride. Yeah.
I didn't know you could do it like by meditation. That's crazy. I mean, I'm really like legit trying to find out, because I've been hearing about people that get kicked out. They're not allowed back. Like he sounded a little bit booty hurt when I brought that up. So I'm wondering, did he get kicked out? Like, why hasn't he been back? He talks about it so much. Like, it sounds like he goes there often and that it's like his favorite pastime. And he hasn't been since 2010. There's got to be a fucking reason because it sounds like his favorite place ever,
Hey, Rusted, have you
Got
heard about
kicked out.
right now when people are on DMT, they're shining lasers like on walls and they can see some sort of like code
Yeah,
in it?
yeah, code. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that a couple of years ago, and I was wondering, and I just heard like some podcast the other day of somebody talking about how they didn't believe it, and then they did it, and they went in and they were shocked that like they were thinking they were gonna come out and be like, oh, it's bullshit, but they saw the code too, and yeah, it's like within a laser, like basically while you're tripping, you could see like a kind of like a matrix code or whatever. That's wild. I mean, I'm fascinated by this stuff.
Cool?
Gio was mentioning
what's
last
cool
night
about
about
this
some
is,
kind of like flashing light stuff thing that makes you trip like that. So
What I can
apparently
say,
there's more than ways to do it.
what I can say about DMT experiences, starting from my own experience, is that there is no far or close in, like in that place or realm or something, other reality, anything. So there is no far. It's not somewhere that is placed in some sort of space where you can say that I went so far, or I went just close. It's not a spatial environment.
It's not like a video game where it's like level 1, level 2. Sorry.
It's unmeasurable.
Yeah, exactly.
He took his spiritual measuring tape and he measured the distance.
He took his like magical like tape measure with him. It's like, I went the furthest, haha. Like I feel like if somebody did try to like just the energy that he gives off as far as like being better than everybody and further and this and that, like the egotistical vibes, I feel like the DMT overlords, like he would be one of the first to be kicked out like forever. You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, dude, were you one of the first that got kicked out back in 2010? Is that what like started all of this shit? Like all these people getting like cut off from the DMT realm? Because apparently like somebody tried to take something with them from the realm, got like cut off or whatever. Somebody else like doesn't even know why they got cut off from the realm. They were just doing it too often or something. There's a lot of stories out there. I don't know what anybody else knows about that aspect of it, of people getting cut off from it, but
I just don't
Yeah,
like it that
that's my
like every
problem with
time,
QAnon.
every time that Crizzle spoke up, he had to insult her and
oh
stuff.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
don't
no, that
like
was
that.
me.
That's
Oh,
crap.
I'm used
That
to
was me
that.
6 months ago.
So he's just
Yeah.
being a little boy.
It's just the way he is. That was me 6 months ago. I haven't been paying him attention, so I bet Crizzle and him have gotten closer since then and have talked more often. And so now she's the one that he's picking up. It doesn't matter. It's always going to be somebody that he's like, oh God, shut the fuck up, like because that's just cute,
Yeah,
you know.
he just doesn't
Correct.
like it when some people know more about shit than he does.
I know QAnon from a long time, so that's my problem with him since the beginning, since the first time I knew him. So he had some experiences. I had many experiences too, but for him, he saw those things. So if he says what he had as experiences, you should just say wow. If you don't, you're stupid or something like that. So no, I tell him that it's not something to push. It's your personal experience. You can't push it on people. Like if it is a fact, a verifiable thing that people can go and measure. That's his problem. It's just taking it so seriously. Like if you just have those experiences, you just elevate it to not a human, something else higher than that. That's what he think.
It just seems to me like he's so desperate to have people think he's cool but he don't know how. He don't know how to be cool, and it makes him look silly.
Yeah, but when you speak one time against something that he's thinking, then he immediately starts blocking you, deleting your messages, kicking you out of his service, taking your mods away. It's fucking ridiculous. That's what a little child does.
Yeah, he's got a lot of growing to do for sure. I think I've lasted all of about 5 minutes in his servers over the past however many, servers he's had. Because he'll delete one and start a new one all on the same day. And it is what it is. He's just learning. He's learning how to try to be an adult. I don't know. He's working on it. I keep telling myself, like he's
Well,
young,
he needs a lot of work with the ladies. That's one thing
He
for
doesn't
sure.
like the ladies. He hates ladies. That's the whole point. I don't know if it's his gay or if it's
Makes
just
me wonder,
he's
is
just
he gay or something that he hates
well,
women that much?
yeah, because it's not just me. Like it's every female that comes around, he attacks and is like, "Oh, this feminist." Blah. Even if like you're not saying anything feminist, you're a lesbian feminist at the end of the day. Just if you come in the room, so it's just the way
Yeah,
he
the same
is.
with
Like,
Coco. He's going all totally loco with Coco, with me, with you. I don't know
yeah.
who else he has a
Is there? Can you
bummer
think of one
against.
female that he's cool with? That he's been cool with? I can't think of one. Oh, maybe one.
No, nope.
But it's one that doesn't really give him that much attention. So that's
Yeah,
probably why. I don't know.
that's why he's walking behind it like a little puppy.
He don't like accents either, like my accent, Crizzle's accent. I've heard him say it. It's like things. It's like he's a 12-year-old and things irk him so bad that are just nonsensical things that adults don't pay any attention to. You know.
Yeah, not that I think voting matters very much, but in principle, I think, or for the principle, I think we should repeal the 19th Amendment.
For women.
Yep. Yep. Even
Takes
though
a
I don't.
strong woman to have a strong
There's
man
no such
queue
thing
up.
as a
Remember
strong
that.
woman. There's no strong woman. I would fight Ronda Rousey in UFC today in my slippers.
Yeah, I mean, if you win, though, everyone's going to be like, okay, you won. But you risk losing And then if you lose,
the
well,
only reason I might lose is because like I don't know UFC like exact like the rules, so I might go for like a shot that's like not allowed or something.
or
Yeah, because you have
she
no
might
moral
get you in
compass.
or
You go
she might
for
get
like
you in an armbar because
yeah,
Oh
that
no,
just happened.
there's no
legs.
there's no girl that's gonna wrestle me and beat me.
You know that
Them,
happened.
them professional MMA women would beat your
I'm
ass.
sure Dr. Phil the liberal would believe that women are strong. Okay, got it.
Do you
See,
guys?
that's where you're wrong. I'm not a liberal.
That's where you're wrong. I believe that women are strong, but I'm not a liberal. I'm just a Christian.
Yeah, we know what you believe. It might as well be
So
written on your forehead.
do you guys know RTH? Apparently, he actually did fight a female and lost. And he was like doing the same thing that you're doing, like, oh, I'll beat a female. And some like badass, like, chick,
Okay,
fighter stepped into the ring with him. And there's video footage of it that it was actually Ken. If he's in the
What
chat,
is that?
shout out to Ken. It's a hilarious
Hey, who's
video, and
RTH?
he got his ass whooped.
Okay, but that
Hey,
doesn't
Rusted
prove
Soul,
the rule.
who's
That doesn't
RTH?
disprove the rule that one anomaly like was like it's
He's a flat
it's
Hey,
not.
Rusted Soul, who's RTH?
It's
I didn't get to
He's
see.
he's a
Sorry.
flat earther. He's been around for a while. He's got his own channel. And
It's
what?
Stan.
Cool.
Answer
Hold
the
on.
question.
I swiped the floor with my gym teacher that was one to try to teach our class judo while I was a judoka, and I swiped the whole floor with him.
All right, she's talking about
Swim.
RT. Oh my gosh, RTH is right the hand. If you guys know who he is, he's actually in the YouTube chat on this. He might even be in there right now. I see him typing in there all the time. He's not really in the server these days, but he's in the YouTube chat like I think almost daily on the channel here. So, anyways, but she's talking about right the hand, and yeah, there's a video where he was it wrestling? It was like MMA style.
Oh yeah, there was like MMA something, jiu-jitsu or something. I forget what specifically, but yeah, he was talking a bunch of shit and saying he was gonna beat a girl's butt or whatever, and then stepped into the ring and definitely got beat by a girl. So be careful what you wish for.
So as far as like
Exactly.
as far as the sport that I competed in tennis, when I was in high school training to play college tennis, I was trained. I was still better than the best women in the world. I was at Bollettieri's.
Why are you still bragging? I thought you've been to the DMT realm. Aren't you not supposed to brag and
We're just talking about
shit?
the physical differences between men and women. In every sport, I myself experienced being better than female tennis professionals at high school level.
But why
When I
is
was in
that
high school, I was training to be an all-star linebacker too.
Tennis is a girls' game.
Why is that a flex though? To be like, I'll beat any chick. Like, yeah, duh. Chicks are
What do you mean,
generally
so that's
like
the
less.
argument. Women are not coordinated.
I never
women are not
argued that
strong.
women are stronger than men. They're not
strong.
bullshit.
They're not coordinated, and they're not smart.
But Crizzle is a judoka, so you better watch out. I mean, look at her photo, dude. She'll bite you.
I wouldn't want to fight her.
Or
Shit.
wipe your ass over the floor. That's what I would do.
Oh.
I mean, I would love to see a Crizzle versus Q-Op in the ring. That would be something I would pay good money for.
It would just be a crime. I would be arrested.
That'd be priceless.
Jelly wrestling. I'd like to see them do jelly wrestling.
Jelly wrestling. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, no striking, just wrestling.
Dude, I still think Q-Op would get handled.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I'm turning 50, but I'm still pretty flexible.
No, just because you're cocky. Dude, you know what this is? So every time I used to, so I'm not like a wrestler, but I play pool, right? Anytime that anybody starts talking shit and going, I'm going to beat you, they always lose. So you just having the cocky attitude is already by default going to make you lose.
I mean, tennis is like next to being a male cheerleader.
Most professionals are cocky because cockiness usually comes with your success. That's what cockiness actually is based on.
No, karma is the thing that comes around and slaps you when you get too full of yourself.
Karma makes women beat men at things because they're too cocky.
I've beaten lots of men at pool, not because I'm better than them, but because they talk so much shit before we started playing. And I even thought to myself, I'm going to lose.
That's why you beat them, because they talk shit.
And no, but
Not
that's
not
the
because
thing.
they suck. Not
It's
because you played shitty men at pool. Because they. So if there was a male professional pool player and he talked shit and was cocky, he would lose to you because of karma.
maybe, I don't know. That's what
Maybe.
happened the few times that I played
That's not
somebody that
all.
was really good.
No,
Every time that I'd seen them
No,
play pool, they were really good. And I was thinking, oh man, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. And then somehow the pool gods shined on me that day a few times in a row. And I don't know who's still talking and why I'm not allowed to just say a fucking sentence. But yeah.
What the fuck is
yeah, but
that?
when you have the football game, I used to go with a girlfriend of mine, and we used to play that in the bar. And all the guys, it was give us a drink or crawl on under that kicker. So everybody always choose to crawl on under that kicker. All the guys
I
went
don't know what
under.
you're saying.
At least
Nobody knows what
give
you're
a
saying.
bear. Then you're really a sad human being if you're gonna crawl under a kicker because you're
Please,
lost.
someone steal man what you just said.
I think she was agreeing with me that the people that talk the most
I
shit
think she was
usually end up losing.
Yeah,
And she said,
they
and she said you were
I'm
usually
just gonna
scared.
end up
say. I'm just gonna
crawling
assert
under
she
the
was agreeing with
table.
me.
That's what you do, queue up.
And,
Crawl
and she
under the
said,
table like a little baby.
I
yeah,
think she was just agreeing with me just now.
no, and she said you were scared, which I was right.
Yeah, you're a pussy.
Yes,
Any
I'm
of you
scared of.
guys
I'm
remember
scared of
a
Grizzly.
guy
Yeah.
called? Any of you guys remember a guy? He used to be called Right the Hand. Was
Yes, that's what we
NFE.
were
Do you
just
remember?
talking about.
Oh,
RTH.
let's
Oh
talk
yeah,
about him.
he got subbed out by that chicken with
Yep.
BJJ. It was hilarious.
That's what I was just saying like 5 minutes ago. It was so good.
Yeah, I gotta go watch the video.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch the video.
Ken, if he
Listen,
is around and listening, he's the one that
I
shared
love
it.
it. This
Can we
is the
stream
only.
it?
This is the only part of the LGBTQ stuff that I like. I want sports to be for men and women, all
Cool.
competing together. I would love this. We need this. This would be
Can we
great.
can we stream it on here?
I think so. I know he sent it to me a while back. Let me see if I can find it in our messages.
See, women. So Rusted, you would defend that women shouldn't have their own leagues. They should just play with us, and right, because they could beat us. There should be no
I don't
women's leagues.
think.
They should be
I think
allowed
it,
to play with us.
no. Hey. I don't
Yes,
think that. I
that's what
don't
we
agree
need.
with that. I think that
You don't
women should
agree
have a
with that.
league.
Why do they
Hey,
need a
why don't you
separate
let me
league with a
fucking
bigger
talk, you
ball?
stupid
Why
motherfucker? Let me
does
talk. Just
softball need a
let me say
bigger
a
ball
sentence.
that they throw underhanded
Just
if
you ask me a
they can compete
question
with
and then
us?
you talk over me while I'm trying to answer. Come on, dude. Like this is why I don't like talking to you. So my point is, yes, I think women should have their league, men should have their league, and then there could be another league where
Why?
men and women could fight each other if they want to. I'm not against that. I don't give a fuck. But why are you against women having their own shit where they only compete
Why do
against
they
other
need their
women?
own league?
Why do you care? Are you a woman? What
No,
the fuck
why?
is
I'm
wrong with
asking
you?
why. I know
Why do
know
you
why.
care? I
I
want to
know
know
why
why
they
you
need the
care.
league.
If you're not a woman, why do you care, Q-Up?
Why you think
Shut
they
the
need it?
fuck up.
Why do they need it?
You up? We don't want that because
Why
when I
is
was little kid,
softball
I
a bigger
started
ball
playing
that they throw
football in
underhanded?
the boys' club, in the boys'
Why
football
don't
club.
women play
But
baseball?
because I
Why do they
was a
play
girl,
softball and
I
throw
needed to
underhanded with
go
a
to
big
a
ball?
girls' team because
Come
you
Somebody,
on,
guys
somebody,
determined that we had to play
somebody
separated.
tell me why is softball an underhanded bigger ball? Why can't they play baseball? Can women not handle
There are women that play
batting a
baseball.
ball that's small and coming faster?
There are women that play baseball, and if they want to sign up
So
for
why don't
baseball,
they
I
play
think they should be
baseball?
able to. I don't know. Why don't you
Sure.
ask the
Let
women
her
that play
finish a
football?
Okay.
sentence, bro.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
I agree with Rusted. I agree with Rusted. Get rid of softball. Get rid of women's sports.
I
Just
never said that.
one
You
sport and one
stop
league.
saying that. I never said get rid of
That's what
women's
you
sports.
want. That's what your
No, it's
belief.
not. I never once said that. I never
They
said
line
that.
up
I
with that
said
though.
women should
I
have
know you
their
don't
own
want
thing.
that.
Men.
That's the implication of your
Q-Up,
belief. Is that
please
that's
stop
what you're
talking over people.
For real.
Jesus
Yeah, we
Christ,
need some
Q-Up.
mods.
All I'm saying is that
Driving. I
women.
can't mute him. I can't mute him. I'm driving.
He's having
Yeah.
a spaz. A
I
spaz,
just
you
want
know?
Rusted. I just
No,
want Rusted to get what she wants. She wants
I
equality.
don't
That's
want that.
equality.
You keep saying that's what I want, and I never
Yes,
said
you
that. I
do.
said,
Yes, you
Stop
do. I
putting
want that
words in
too.
our
dude,
mouth,
I
Q-Up.
said
Shut
that
up.
women should
He's
have
not
their own
cooperating.
thing. Men should have their own
Why?
thing. If they want to have
Why?
another third option of men and women competing with each other, I have no problem with that. I'm not a fucking athlete, dude. I play
Okay,
pool.
sure. So you
Like,
think they
I
should
don't
be
care. And I
you
play men in
so
pool. I don't want an all female
okay.
like pool league. I want to play against
Okay.
better people because most men that I play in pool are better. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's not very many women that I play pool with that are very good. So I would
Okay,
rather
let's
play with
say
the men at pool, but that's not
okay.
really athletic. It's like,
Okay, let's say we allow women to keep having their own baseball league. Should we at least make it like normal baseball and not have it be a bigger ball that they throw underhanded? Why are they children that they can't handle a normal ball?
I don't know why. You'd have to look up the history of
You
fucking
don't know why
softball
that
and why
they
it
play with a
started. I
bigger
don't know
ball that they
why.
throw slower? You
I'm
can't
not
think of
into
why
Sure,
the
it.
ball
can
is
you
bigger.
Since
But
when do
please
you
let
women using
people
different
finish
baseball?
their
That's
sentence?
ridiculous.
so no one can answer why women might be playing with
Look
a
it
bigger
up.
ball that's thrown underhanded. No
Why does
one
it
can figure
bother
that out.
you?
Why does it
Why
bother
does
you?
that
Yeah,
bother
When
you?
exactly.
we
No.
played
It's not.
baseball, it
Who cares
was
if it bothers me? Someone
up
tell me if they can
hands and
figure
with
this
a
out.
regular
Why
ball, with
do
a
women
regular
play
cricket,
softball with
not
a
a flat
soft
thing
big ball?
around.
Why? Can
Why do
anyone
you
answer this
care?
question? Is it because there's a difference between men and women can't handle playing baseball? Is that the
I have
reason
an
they have a bigger ball?
affairs.
Yeah, and I
Queue
Okay,
had
up.
no
Yeah,
You
problem
play
yeah,
with
saying,
the
yeah, it's
same ball
awesome.
and with the same
dude,
bat. Get it in
Q-Up,
your
I
head.
had
Awesome. Women aren't
Q-Up, I
capable
had
of playing
no problem.
baseball.
I already said at least 3 times now. Obviously, women are weaker than men in general. Duh.
No, that's not about weakness. No, if women are pitching the baseball, they're hitting a slower ball. It must be also coordination if they can't handle
Okay,
batting
so
against
what's
their
your
own pitcher.
point? So we're not coordinated. We can't do
Okay,
anything.
so
Even if that's
now
true,
there's a
can
difference
you
in
carry a
coordination too.
baby? Because that's the one
If
thing
I
we got going for us is we can fucking carry a baby. Okay, I get it. Guys put the baby in you, but like, can you carry a baby? Are you able to do that? Q up? Are you a female? Is that why
I
you
would be
care so
embarrassed.
much?
No, I'm glad I'm
if
not
I
a female that has to
Are you
may,
carry a
gonna
baby.
teach
Q
me
up,
how to
could I?
scissor? You
Men can
promised
do
me to
more
teach
than
me.
one thing at a time. Women
You
I,
promised to
can.
teach me. Why aren't you teaching me? You gotta educate me.
Thank you for conceding my argument. Thank you.
It was the
You realise,
stupidest
Q-Up, women
argument ever.
do play baseball.
I,
Women have
How
played
about in
baseball.
tennis? Does anyone know that in tennis women can't hit topspin? Why can't they hit
Nobody
topspin?
cares about
It
gay
has
ass
nothing to
tennis,
do with
dude.
strength.
Nobody
Topspin just has to
cares.
do
I
with
know it.
coordination
That's
and
what I
ball
said.
control.
Tennis is
Nobody
like
As a
next to
cares.
being
as a
a male cheerleader.
as a
I'd rather
tennis
Next step
player,
up.
women can hit topspin. As a tennis player, women can hit topspin. It's totally normal.
Women can hit topspin as a tennis player. Is it at the same degree as the topspin that men are hitting?
That's not what you asked.
Okay,
there
I
is
would
some
say,
Okay.
you know
shifting
what?
the ball
The reason
goalposts.
I said it like that is because I don't even consider the topspin girls hit as real topspin. It's child's play.
Why didn't you play
It's just
football in
not
high
true at
school,
all.
Q up?
Also, I
Yeah, and
think
what is the muscle difference in the man and woman queue
Yeah,
up?
There's
if
no
we have
difference.
we're
There
women
has nothing to
biologically
do with muscle
different.
difference. Topspin is
He
something
won't
boys
answer.
are hitting when they're little.
if we have women that can play rugby and catch the football, yeah, I think they are able to throw a baseball ball.
Well, I just wonder why he's sitting here dogging or act like it kills him that women have to play softball.
Like
Why
all
didn't you
lefties
play?
in
Why
here,
didn't you
dude.
play football, American football in high school? Q up.
Football is
You
boring as
talk about
fuck,
the
dude.
testosterone you got. I was being all-star linebacker in high school in football, and here you was
Okay.
playing tennis,
Okay.
and you want to come in here and try to
I
act
had a
like
Boy,
full
that's
that
I had a
women
full
ridiculous.
can't do
scholarship to
things
play
that men
tennis.
can do,
I
and
went
all
to
you could do is
college
play
for free. Did you
tennis?
go to
Are you
college for
kidding
free?
me?
Were you the only one on the football team that had a scholarship? I was one of 2 people on the tennis team that had a full scholarship in my
That's because
D1
there's
school.
only like 10 people in the whole state that they even
So why
probably
aren't you
even
still
go to
playing
college for
tennis?
tennis.
Only 10 people that play tennis in the state?
Why
How
aren't
did
you
your
still
No,
playing
that
scholarship
probably
tennis?
go,
goes to
you up?
college for tennis.
Yeah, where did you go to school? Did you take them up on the scholarship? Like, what happened
Yeah,
with
I
that? Why
just
aren't
said
you still
I
playing?
went to college for free because I'm so nasty.
All right,
How
what did you go to
long?
college for?
How long, Q up?
Pay up.
What did you get?
2
What
months.
did you go to school for? I want to know. I'm
How is
curious,
that?
really.
What is it relevant what I studied?
Well, you just bragged about
Women
how you had a
studies,
scholarship for what? What did you study while you were in
feminine
college? Why
studies.
is
Probably art.
it's a normal
I didn't even
question?
go to any classes.
Okay, so you got a scholarship, but you didn't go. So how did you get free schooling if you didn't even
No,
go?
I still went there. I had an awesome time. Pretty much just got room and board for free.
Q up.
Okay,
What
so
was
you
your
didn't
UTR?
actually take advantage of any of the free shit you were given. You
I
just
literally completely took advantage of the free year of partying and having
so
a great
one
time.
year of not going to classes and partying, and you want to sit here and like act like you're so much better than everybody because you
What a
why?
what a
I'm just saying
flex! What a
he is bragging
flex!
about playing
What a
football.
flex,
I'm
exactly.
he is bragging about playing football. I'm saying
Oh
I'm literally
man,
a professional, so it's not relevant. It's not
when you're 50
comparison.
years old, Q-Op, look back at this time and shake your head at yourself.
What? What you? Because you think I'm gonna have your
You get
perspective
offered
when I'm
free
an old
college.
person? Because apparently when I'm
You
50, I'm gonna
get
be
free
old and think, hey,
college. You
Why
get
didn't you
free college. You just use it to party, and then when you're
how do you?
doing
You don't know. You don't know where I'm at,
something at
and if I
50
failed,
that you
you don't know
probably
what
could
I'm
be
doing in
doing
my life,
something
and that I was a
better,
failure.
just look
wait?
back and
You haven't. Oh, so because you
Do you
think I'm
still
a
play
failure right
tennis?
now, and I just live with my mom or something, and I
Do you
missed an
still play
opportunity?
tennis?
I've got no.
How would you know what my life is like to even say I need to look back at a decision I made, which you don't even know how
Because
my life went?
Do you
because
still
it's
play?
because by the things you say and the way you talk, we can pretty much
Okay,
deduce your
Dr. Phil.
life.
Well, by the things you
Okay, but
say, I think you're
It's
an
pretty
old man
easy.
and you're fucking
why don't
stupid.
you play tennis anymore? If it's like this amazing thing that you're so good
Yeah.
at, why don't you play anymore?
Who says I don't play? I literally taught
It
tennis
hits
like
like a
for a while.
girl.
No, but you do play? Like how often do you play? And why aren't you playing in like the major leagues? Like why aren't you getting paid for this shit? You keep coming in here asking for
I actually
money.
do want to try. I actually do want to try to play pro. It's a possibility.
And you're
In life.
you're too old now. Like you gotta
You're
be
too
doing
old
that
now,
shit.
bro.
Yeah, you're too
Jeez.
old, dude. You fucked up. You partied instead of doing what you should have been doing. You're in here
Yeah.
begging people to give you money
So
to
can I
do
explain to you something?
research
Can I
when you
explain to you
could be
something?
making tons of money
Okay,
playing tennis if you're
can I
such a
explain
good
to you
tennis
something? There's
player.
lots of things you're getting wrong right now. First of all, me wanting to possibly play a professional tennis tournament one day is not so I can make money. There's almost no way for me to make money playing professional tennis in the States. I would have to go to like some third world country to play in a tennis tournament a professional one that I could actually win. In the States, the only people in like real professional tennis in like the the Grand Slams and these big tournaments, it's only like the top 200 people in the world that are making money. So tennis is extremely difficult. I don't know why you would act like tennis would be like an easy thing that I could just make money in. Like, it's ridiculous.
Dude, the way that you
In
brag
a
about
third
yourself,
world country where you could win. That
the
was the
reason
best
the
part.
reason why I think like that is because you made yourself sound like you were the best tennis player fucking ever. You know, like
But I
if
did.
you're
I never said
yeah,
that. No, I
you were like, I
at
got a
my
scholarship. I
my
was the
peak
best. So then usually
at my
people that get
I never said
scholarships
I
and
was
are
the
really
best.
good, they go on to do the thing that they love to do and get paid good money for it. Instead, you're in here
Yeah.
saying, I want to get paid to debunk TFE, pay me, pay me, pay me, when you
None
could
of
be
things
doing
are
the thing that
relevant to
you
each other.
allegedly
None of these
love.
things correlate together. Nothing. This like it's
No, it
just not.
does. You
It's
could be
non-sequential
doing
to
the
each other.
thing that
Nothing.
you love and getting paid good
Who
money if
says
you put
tennis
your
is the
mind
thing that
to
I
it.
most love? It's extremely difficult to make. Like I said, it's extremely difficult to make money playing professional tennis.
Okay, well, you could maybe teach tennis. You could like, there's
I did.
lots of
I just
other.
said I taught tennis for like 10 years, bro.
Really? How long ago did you stop doing that? And
Like
why
a
did
couple
you
years
stop
ago.
doing that if you love it so much? And you
Why
like,
do
why
any
are
of
you
these
in
things
here?
matter? How do any
Why
of
are
these
you in
things
here
make
Hang
acting
on.
like
what is
Arwen?
even your argument, dude? It's
My
like
argument is that you sound like Arwen
why aren't
coming
you
in here
still in
asking
college?
for
10
Why
years.
money.
didn't you finish college? Why aren't you a professional tennis player? I brought up tennis because I was just saying that the difference, the
Dude,
comparison between a high school tennis player that's like very good high school tennis player versus a female professional. I was literally teaching at high school level. I was teaching female professionals.
so what
And the
happened?
difference between a high school
What?
linebacker and a high school tennis player is even further than
What?
that.
How is that
What
comparing? What are you
happened? My
comparing two
point
different
is you're
sports for? What
bragging
is that
about
even
something
relevant
all
to?
the time, but then you're in here asking for money from strangers to go research TFE
Who?
instead of doing the thing that you're supposedly
Why
really
not?
good at. So
I'm
why
not
are you
asking
bragging
anyone in
about
here
it?
for money,
What
dude. I'm not
happened?
asking
Why
anyone.
aren't you doing it anymore? What
None of those
happened?
things
Did
are
you
relevant to each other. It's so
It
random.
is
That's how
relevant. It
women
is
think. You're
relevant
not.
because you brought it up.
So you're connecting. So you're saying that I should still be playing tennis and not
You
debunking
brought it
TFE.
up
That's your
as a
argument.
flex. You brought it up as a flex over and over again. I'm asking you why you don't still do that. If you're going to bring it up and talk about how awesome you
What
are,
is wrong with why do you think what I'm doing now is not what I should be doing? Why should I be
I don't
playing
think I don't care what you
competitive
do.
tennis?
I'm just asking what
Well, then
happened
why are
in your
you
life
what kind of
to
argument
make
is
you
it that I'm
not
not
do the
doing the
thing
thing I
that
was
makes
doing
you money
before?
that you're naturally good at. You're clearly naturally good
It's
at tennis,
not
right?
easy to make money playing professional tennis. It's
I didn't
extreme.
say
It's
Who's
one of the
the
most
professional.
difficult things
psychologist
to
and
do.
who's the patient in this equation? Like, who's sitting on the holding the clipboard? Because I'm confused.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
just
You said you were coaching professional female tennis players when you were in high school. Did you not say that just
Yeah.
a few minutes ago?
Yeah. Well, not technically a coach, but like at Bollettieri's.
Bullshit.
At Bollettieri's IMG, Bollettieri himself had me sparring against his best players that he was giving lessons to. He also made me spar against female professionals there. And a sparring partner means you're basically you're basically the one
what
that's
happened?
giving the lesson.
So what happened? Why aren't you still doing that? What happened?
Why do I need to still be doing that?
You get beat
So
by a
you were
girl. Is that why you're so
you were
upset
hitting
with girls?
you were a
Is
hitting
because you got
partner.
beat by
You
a
weren't
girl.
coaching.
What
You
now?
weren't
Now
coaching.
somehow
You
you
were a
think I
hitting partner
why,
for people.
wait, I've never listened. The only time I played against women, I was basically sparring against that female professional for the week I was there. I was sparring against different people. I was basically serving to help female professionals practice. High school boys serve is like 130 miles per hour already, and a
Oh, bullshit.
female professional serves that they return in like their tour don't even get like to 120 basically. They were training, and the only other time, so for you to say I lost to a female is ridiculous when I was beating those female professionals. The only other time I played a girl before that, when I was training once, is I had a girl that I was practicing against. She came to the net, and I almost took her eye out because I hit the ball so hard. It's kind of funny.
Dude, that's fucked up that you laugh about that. You almost took a girl's
Yeah,
eye out and
because
you
you're
laugh about
claiming I
it.
lost to a female
Tennis.
in tennis. I never have. I almost like took a girl's eye out.
Well, then what happened? If you're so amazing and so good, why did you stop training?
I
Or
am
I guess you
not.
weren't training.
I compared to you don't understand. Like when I was my peak, I was like at best like the best I ever got was I beat someone that was like 600 in the world. So you could say I was like maybe 600 in the world at one point. That's like the highest level I ever got to. That is not the best.
Yeah, but you're not answering like what happened to make you stop training people, stop
Top
doing it.
600.
Like
Even if I had kept doing it and I was at at my peak, I was like around 600 in the world, which is like not even really realistic. You're not making money 600 in the world. You're only the top 200 in the world are making money playing professional tennis. The only ones getting rich are top 100.
I understand that, but you said you were training people. So why did you stop training people?
Yeah,
You were getting paid to train people, were you
I don't
not?
need. That's not how I make money now. How is that relevant to anything?
Well, because you're coming in here all the time sounding like Arwen, asking from people to pay you to do
No,
stuff.
no,
So it
no, no, no.
sounds
I
like you're
never
hard
asked
up for
any. No,
money.
Arwen asked his subscribers to pay him, and he tells people he's
No, he
starving.
didn't. He came in here lots of
What I
times. I'm not a
say is
subscriber. He
what
came
I
in here
say
lots
is
of times asking for money. You do the
I
same
ask,
thing.
I tell Witsit, I tell McToon, I tell all these agents to hire me to be one of you guys, and I'll
You
push
tell Witsit
these
to hire
lives.
you? No wonder. You see, so me thinking that you're a fucking controlled opposition for Witsit isn't that far off, is it?
If I was controlled up, would I be saying this?
Yeah, just like that one chick's told everybody, because you
No,
gotta
right? It
tell
makes
people.
no sense.
What was that one chick, Aeon?
I am
Just like
trying
she
to get
announced to
hired.
everybody that she was what was she again? What did Aeon say she was? A control well, not a controlled app. She was a disinfo agent. She admitted she was a disinfo agent, and she was like trying to come clean about it or something. Maybe it's like
Yeah,
a
I'm not
karma
admitting
thing that you're admitting.
the idea that I'm it's so crazy
You
because like
just said that you
I'm literally
asked
against
them to pay
I'm
you.
against every narrative, but I'm down to fucking get paid out and sell out because everyone's so stupid. They don't even fucking believe that shit I'm fucking trying to wake them
You
up to
see,
anyway.
so you're
So
selling your
what does it
soul
matter if I tell them that TFE is real? I would
because
love to get money
what it
for
matters
that.
what it matters is that you're claiming to be somebody, you're claiming to be some truth seeker, but you're going, oh, what I spread is up for sale.
But
Who's paying me? You're just as bad as
You want
fucking with it
But I
and all
don't
of
care
these
what
other
you think
people.
about me. See, I don't give a shit what anyone thinks about me, and
Well,
I'm
then
trying to find the
don't be
truth for myself.
surprised when people
Nobody
talk shit
listens.
to you. Then
Nobody listens to me. I fucking go up to random people during the day. I try to
It's a
explain to them how germ theory is complete nonsense, and most of the time they fucking get mad at me. So do you know what I think? I could care less about selling out and getting
That's a
paid to
lie.
push lies because everyone believes lies anyway.
to be the
Think more
next
than
Andrew
anybody else in
Tate,
this
do you?
room.
You
You
want to,
worry about what people think about you.
yeah, you want to be the next Andrew Tate. You've got an
People would
opinion, but
actually
you'll sell it out for money.
what's funny is people would like me more if I told them lies. People
well,
like
why
the
don't
lies
you
more.
just
They hate the
focus
shit that
on?
they hate the truth. They don't want to know the truth. They don't want to know how difficult reality is. They don't want to know
Why
that
don't you
they're not
focus
going
on
to
tennis,
they don't
bro?
want to know that they're not going to Christian heaven after one fucking measly life, that
Okay,
they have
I'm
a
not a
reincarnation
Christian, so
cycle.
stop bringing up the
They don't
Christian shit.
but I'm just
My
saying
point to you is that if you
nobody
want
wants
to be
to
a
know the
happier
truth
person,
anyway.
maybe
So
you should
people would like
focus
me
on
more.
tennis. Maybe you should
What is
focus
this?
on tennis.
Why are you bringing up
And then
tennis
you don't
again?
have
It's
to embarrass
so
yourself online
unrelated.
every day asking for money.
Oh, I embarrass myself. Yes.
Yeah, you do, dude. I feel bad for you. Like you should
Okay.
legit focus on tennis.
Yeah.
Start training people in
I'm so
tennis
embarrassed that you're
and
embarrassing me,
stop
dude.
asking people
I
for
could
money
care what
online
you
because you
think about me,
sound like
dude.
Arwen, dude.
I could care less what you think about me.
I'm actually trying to help you.
Embarrass
Like, I
yourself
feel
with that Discord
You're
server.
helping
I
me.
know
Yes. I
that.
need Rusted Soul's help. Please tell me what to do with my life. I need to play
you
tennis right
should
now.
maybe focus on something that makes you happy instead of yelling at people in here to
How
give
do
you
you
money.
know I'm completely entertained by Flat Earth and on all this
And you're
shit.
paid to be here? How are you
I
making
love
money?
exposing Witsit. I love making
Are you
Witsit
already
cry.
being paid to be
And
here?
if I got paid to fucking flip to a Glober, that'd be funny too.
So are you already being paid to be here?
No, why would I be asking to get us to sell out to these guys?
I don't know. It's
Exactly what
completely
an
fucking
agent would
blows my
say.
mind.
No, an agent that was already
As you
sold out
said, you
wouldn't
would
fucking
sell
even
out
bring this
for
up.
any money.
All I'm saying is you wouldn't have to look like so pathetic if you just went and did the thing you're good at, which is tennis. So just go fucking teach
Okay,
tennis and
thank
come
you,
in here
very
and
good.
shoot the shit
You've repeated
and
that
learn
many times.
stuff.
I look
And
pathetic right now. I should play tennis.
every
Well,
day
I'm
you look
clearly
pathetic.
not playing tennis. I'm debating flat Earth and all these other things. So stop repeating that, please.
So what happened? Why don't you like tennis anymore? Did a girl beat you at
Who
tennis?
says
Is
I
that
don't
what
like
happened?
tennis? I said I would love to play a professional men's tennis tournament,
Not professional,
but
just training people, just teaching people.
dude,
Just like you don't have to, you
teaching
can
people
make
is
good
boring as fuck.
money teaching
Teaching
people
people is
tennis.
boring as fuck, dude.
Okay, well, I mean, you already said you can't go pro, so I'm just trying to help you find an outlet for this anger that you have towards women or towards people in
What is
general.
wrong with getting
Try
angry?
some judo.
What is wrong with a man getting angry?
Fine,
Doesn't a
be
man
angry
wait?
because I feel bad for you.
Let's assume we're still needing to survive in the wild. Does a man need to be able to get angry and fight, or does he need to just be like a chill thing that doesn't get angry?
He was a tennis player. Quit acting like you
Do
want to
you
fight someone.
do
I
you
would
Sound
want?
love you
very
up, Dr.
angry.
I
Phil.
guess it
I would
depends
love
because
to fight you,
if you
Dr. Phil. Love.
if you were a I'm not into fighting, dude. And if you're a
I don't fight
caveman,
girls. I
let
want to
me
fight
finish.
Dr. Phil.
If you were a caveman, I thought you were calling me Dr. Phil.
Touch grass.
If you were a
Okay, if I was
caveman,
a caveman, would anger be useful?
You'd be wanting to. You're not gonna procreate with this attitude you have towards women. So I'm trying to help you
What?
channel your
those two
channel your
realities
negative
don't correlate at
energy
all. There's no
towards tennis.
feminism in a caveman reality.
Why don't
Who
you
wants to
channel
up
your
babies?
negative bullshit towards tennis
Oh,
instead of random people on the internet
yeah,
that you want to try and
yes.
take money from?
If I hit
Stop being like Witsit.
if I hit a tennis ball really hard for 3 hours straight a day, I will think that women are equal to us.
I don't give a fuck if you think they're equal, but if the point is to
I just
like
take out my anger on the
procreate,
tennis
you're
ball,
not
and
ever
then
gonna
women will
procreate with
be equal.
somebody if you're this disrespectful. Like, you sound just like fucking Witsit, dude. The person that you supposedly hate, you sound just like him. So I don't know what you're doing, what you think you're doing, but I'm
What
just
is
trying
that?
to.
So I expose Witsit for lying about TFE. I could care less about his personality. What are you talking about? Like our personality is similar?
Dude, he asked for money. You asked for money. He's trying to
Yes,
make this his
yes,
business.
money
You're
is
trying to
very
make this your
necessary in
business.
this reality, dude.
I'm trying
Money's
to
lit.
tell you there's another option. You don't need to make money out here. You can go be your little awesome tennis player that you are. Go be a tennis player then. And just come in here and be cool and talk and have good conversations and fucking research shit as for fun instead of having all this pressure behind it like you need to make it a fucking job.
I understand. You want me to be different. You want me to be like a woman. I'm not ever going to be that. So don't wait up on that.
Okay, well, don't think that you're gonna come in here and that we're just gonna be like, oh, Witsit, or no, oh, fucking
Why are
please
you? Why
educate
does
us.
everyone say that they are we? Like, why you talk for yourself, dude?
Dude, the whole
Why don't you
room has
become
been talking
like
against you.
You
why
and
don't
Cole, you and the
I mean, since
Glovers
you got
are
such
like
good
on
DNA,
like.
like tennis DNA, you could be a sperm donor. Yeah, for all of
Yeah,
Africa.
and you didn't get the shot allegedly, dude. Your sperm is worth fucking a lot of money, dude.
I would love to. I would love these things, dude. Like, what kind of like? Like, I would love to sell out and like go globe or go TFE believing pushing flat earther. I would love to sell my sperm for like. What do you mean? These are awesome things. Like, these are great ideas.
So we're just helping you figure out
Serious
ways to
question.
make
Hang on,
money.
Red Buster, just one sec. Just queue up. Seriously, who is Yannick Sinner's coach?
Who? Yak what?
You know, Sinner. You know the number
Sinner?
one tennis player in the world, Sinner.
Yeah.
Who's his coach?
I have no idea. What?
Okay, it's Darren Cahill. I used to play tennis against Darren Cahill. Right, that I've just dated myself. Right.
Cool.
So don't tell me there's no money in coaching. You can if you're very good at being a coach.
Never said
Darren, hang
there's
on,
no money. Didn't say that.
just
I didn't say that.
chill. I'm having
I
a
made
Uncle
lots of
John
money teaching
conversation
tennis.
with you.
I don't know why you're saying I said that.
It's boring just hitting a ball backwards and forwards 3 hours a day.
Yeah,
Like
I
there's
said it
no
was
future.
boring. Yeah, that's what I said.
If you
Boring.
are
Yeah.
good enough, at it, it's a
But
sensational
teaching
career.
tennis isn't even
Darren,
playing competitively. It's not fun. I
please
like
just
competing.
don't talk. Don't. Darren Cahill never really succeeded as a player. He was a very good player, but he never succeeded professionally as a player. Had a little bit of double success with Mark Woodford, but then he dropped out of playing professionally. But now look at him. He's the coach of the number one tennis player in the
Okay,
world.
but
So if you are
an
really,
easy
really
thing to
good,
land, bro. It's not an
if
easy
you
gig.
no, I know, bro, I know. But if you're really good and you're really dedicated and you really try and focus and get into it, there's probably something there for you if you are that good at
Why
playing.
you guys think
That's all I'm
I'm
saying.
like just because I said I wanted to sell out and like be like a controlled op disinfo agent to some degree, that has nothing to do with like me like being like I'm not like saying I'm starving, so I don't know why you guys are like giving me ideas for making money.
Dude, I've heard you say it enough times for where I go, damn, maybe he is really hurting for money. Maybe he does need help. Maybe this is his way of
I'm not hurting for
asking
money.
for help is, hey, I need money, pay me. That's what Arwen does. I feel bad for that guy too. And I tried to give him like, hey, why don't you still get a job at a fucking coffee shop or something?
Hey, well, they're not related.
They are related. You do sound like you're related.
What I said is that so I think everyone's really stupid. I've tried to help lots of people in different ways. I don't think I've changed many minds. I've given up for the most part. I just like trolling people now. So like to get paid to troll and to like push the globe propaganda, like some of these guys that actually know it's not a globe and still push it, which is not many of them, but that would be funny to me. So like you saying that's me, like that's like me, like that's like Arwen, begging for money and saying no. I'm saying that would be like a lit job. That would be funny as fuck to get paid for that. I would want that.
You up? Can I ask what your UTR was when you played?
Is that like is that like
Your
the
universal tennis rating?
5-star rating?
No.
I don't remember if I had that.
You didn't have a UTR?
Is that the one with the 5? There's like a website where I was about to just say my name, but if you had my real name, you could look me up. I'm still like it shows all my stuff.
So you don't know your
I don't know if I have a
numbers?
UTR. That's not the one with the what's the name? What's the name of the? What does UTR stand for?
You tell people
universal tennis rating.
You tell people your real name to go look.
If you played any like local tournaments or anything, you have a rating. It's kind of automatic.
Yeah, I think you could find me if you look me up on that website. I just don't want to give you my name.
you don't know your score when you claim to be so good.
Well, I mean,
and
you
it's
could
This is
just
not.
just
There's
bubble
many
yourself up.
different rating scores. For the most part, I was in
There are a
For the
couple,
most
but
part,
UTR is the main one.
well, not really. For the most part, you're playing in like the what are the tournament? I forgot what the underage like tournaments were called. USDA. I was like the best in USDA in was it Connecticut or New England? I think it was just Connecticut. I was like top 10 in like Connecticut.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure USTA they do their they do like matchups based on UTR. So you must have.
Let me check my. I can look it up maybe.
Also, QOP, if you're saying that you want to be paid to lie about stuff, doesn't that mean that does that imply that you're not really genuine in your truth seeking if you're just wanting to be paid to flip sides?
He doesn't care apparently, because that's when I brought that up to him. He just said he does. He's tried
and
enough.
doesn't care about.
He hasn't changed anybody's minds, and so now he's just giving up. And it's crazy because like he's pretty new in this. Like imagine if one of us after just like a year being into this talking about it, like if like Gio's channel wouldn't even be here if he just were to like give up fucking 9 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you're prepared to deceive people for money, that's really concerning.
So it's not that. Well, so it's not that I even like am really giving up. It's that I know that there's no chance. We don't have like a chance to actually push like the true anything. Like,
That's not
and especially like since.
That's not
Yeah.
why people do speak the truth, though. It's because they feel it inside of them that they need to speak the truth no matter what. It's not because, oh, I didn't change anybody's mind, so I'm gonna come over here and cry. Like, no, dude. Like, you have to know how to stand on your own 2 feet and your own convictions and be alone. And that's what it is to be a truther: is to be comfortable with
Okay,
being
you're such a
alone in your
strong. You're such a
convictions.
strong woman. You're such a strong woman. I have
It's
no
not about being
problem with like
strong, dude. It's about fucking being real. And you have clearly haven't been real this whole time calling yourself a truther if this is actually how you feel, because you're not. Like, you're just gonna go along to get along with whoever's gonna fucking pay you. And you said that. So I don't know what to tell
Well,
you, bro.
you're conflating different things, right? Like, so me being a truther and like me like not, and you claiming I should like never be deceptive for money. That's like two different things. That's like I could be a
No, it's
truther
not.
that's getting paid to push disinfo.
Let me ask you a serious question. So if a drug company offered you money to be a sales rep to push vaccines into pharmacies and chemists and doctors' offices, would you do that?
No, I would never. I would never push pharma or anything with chemtrails or like that kind of shit.
So there is a line you draw with your willingness to deceive people for money.
Yeah, like I said, the globe stuff is kind of funny, but like germ theory is like extremely serious. So
So if they offered you $300K a year to be a pharmaceutical representative, you wouldn't do it.
depends
Be
how
honest.
easy the
Just be
job.
honest. There you go.
You've already buckled
I
against
mean, it's
your
a
own
lot. I mean,
stand
if it's
for
well, I
300.
mean the 300K a year, and if I didn't have to do much, and people are already going to take the pharma, like who cares? I would definitely push TFE for way less, just 10 pesos.
I don't think anyone needs anyone to push a TFE, dude. People have their opinion on the trip, and that's kind of it. I don't think anyone needs to push. No one's really pushing anything. People just sort of have their views on it, and it's sort of old news. I don't think anyone's out here like some needing to push a thing about it. It's not even really talked about that much these days. People have their views on it, and it's kind of what it is, right? I mean, what do you think somebody needs to push? I mean, I think what Banjo thinks it's fakes, but some other people do. Some people think it's probably that they went. It's not really much there with that.
Okay, Gio just sent me my 10 pesos on Venmo. So yeah, TFE was real.
Yeah, you always just try to say
nueve peso. Venmo took 1 peso.
Yeah, I didn't never Venmo'd you anything or anyone anything. You always try to say that I'm paying people, but I've never paid anyone
Just
anything.
kidding.
Yeah, but you
I
say
do
it.
have a question for you, Gio. I heard a conversation a while back. I actually forgot about this and wanted to ask you a while back and got busy. But you said something about like $200,000 a year, or not a year. You just said 200 that you would pay out of your pocket $200,000 to what was it, to like do some mapping of the stars or something. You remember that? You were talking to, who was it? I can't remember. It's some Globers, two Globers. Do you remember? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've talked about that. I wasn't offering to pay anybody that, like, in any direct like offer. I was asking people. I've asked people like some of the Globe guys, basically, who, you know, say that they're so confident it's a globe, and then they say that there's all this evidence that they think it's already a globe. And so what I've asked them several times is I've said, okay, well, just to kind of test, like, you know, how interested they really are in this. So I've given the example of like, okay, if you were paid, let's say, really good, you know, good money, like a full living, you know, or even more than a full living, like I've probably used the example, 200,000 a year, you know, to be on a whole research team to do all these tests, would they be interested, as just a hypothetical in that way? Like, would they be interested to do that? Because to me, it kind of would show, if they were like, well, yeah, I actually would like to do that, it shows that they actually are interested in doing the actual tests that would be needed, which also would imply that the tests are not even fully done, you know, that they claim are done. You know, like if they're claiming like, oh, these tests are already done, we know it's a globe. But then it's like, well, wait a minute. If you were offered to be on like a research team, you know, to actually be involved to do all the tests that would be needed, would they want to be on that team? And the answer, you know, is a lot of them have said they would. And that implies that there's more tests that are outstanding that would need to be done to get to a more complete conclusion than they currently have.
Okay, so you were saying it like a hypothetical, because in the clip you were saying that you were funding something and that it's 200K to be on the team. So you were it was all hypothetical, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, weird. I was just curious because I remember hearing that like months ago, but I wasn't around for a minute, busy doing stuff, and couldn't ask you about that. Because the way it sounded when I listened to it, I was like, is he like, is this going to be like the Ether Cause guys and you like putting a team together? Because you said I'm putting a team together, and you know, and you're gonna get paid 200K, and we're gonna like, was it mapping the stars? Was that what it was, or what was it? Was it specific, or that was all just total hypothetical?
Well, I don't know.
Too late, Rusted. I already got the job. He's paying me to do it.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not trying to. I mean, I'm sure. I'm surprised like QOP hasn't jumped in and been like, hire me. But I'm not looking for a job. I was just wondering because I heard it and I was like, oh, is that actually a thing that you're planning? Is that something that's in the works that I don't know about, or what?
Well, I don't know which one you're referring to because I've brought it up a few times, maybe 4 or 5 times, like asking these guys in terms of, you know, like all the tests that would need to be done. Yeah, like with the measurements to the stars, like I've said, because that would take a whole team that you'd have to have a whole team to be taking angles and measuring the ground positions and circles of equal altitude. I'm thinking if you were, do you think Eggshells was there, the one that you are referring to? Was it with Eggshells?
Yeah, it was with Eggshells and somebody else, some other Glober, I forget, maybe Daza or somebody. I put the clip in the. I put the clip in the live chat. It was from a few months ago. I want to say 2 months ago.
Hello, guys. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So this is like, yeah. So if you only took a minute out of it, if you didn't pull the entire hypothetical that I laid out, because I'm listening and it says I'm saying like, you know, if you don't want to be on the team, everyone's getting paid 200 grand, but you're taking just the part after I laid out the hypothetical. That's what it sounds like.
Okay, because it didn't sound hypothetical. I did listen to it for a while before that. I just didn't clip the whole thing because I didn't need to. You know, I didn't think it needed to be clipped, but it didn't sound. That's why I was confused if it was a hypothetical because it didn't sound like one. It sounded like you were like, I'm actually doing this and blah 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 blah, and I was like, oh shit, is this something? This is like the next TFE or something? Like they're planning a star mapping quest or something, and like that's why I wanted to ask if you really are planning on, or like if maybe the ether cause guys are or something, because it sounds like something up their alley, you know. So I thought maybe it was actually being planned. But if you say it's not, then my bad. It was hypothetical, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's ultimately what would be needed to do all the tests. I mean, that's what would be.
200 gram per person to do the test for like how many people and how long, and I mean, have you really like thought about that, or is it like you were just trying to see who would be on board and who wouldn't be?
I mean, the number 200 is just as an example in terms of like to give some, like I said, like some of these Globe guys, and they're like, oh, I'm so confident it's a Globe, I'm so confident. And then when I say like, oh, well, if there was a research team that you could be on that would be paying, I say 200 as an example because I mean, maybe some people make 200 or more, but probably, at least, well, depending on what country they're in, it could be a different currency, but 200 is probably more than most people are making. Maybe not. I guess maybe some people might make more than that. But so I just use that as an example that it would like generally be more than what they might be making now. And, so meaning that like for them to consider that, like that it would be a real type of thing, like not just like a fly by night, thing. Cause obviously like if they were going to be on some team that would be doing a lot of actual research, then they would have to be able to be compensated for it. So it's just the example of being enough money that it would actually be worth it for them to do. And then it just kind of like I was using it as a sounding board in terms of like would they actually want to be on that team? Because if the answer is yes, and that would mean that they don't really think all the tests have fully been done, to really know for sure. Like for the celestial navigation part, like that's what I was laying out, I think, in that one. It's like what would it actually take to really be able to try to decipher the shape of the Earth from the stars? You'd have to be taking angles, circles of equal altitude, putting plots on the ground, and actually measuring a long enough distance to find out if all those circles are coplanar or if they're wrapping around a sphere. So, and if folks are going to say, oh, no, we already know for sure, it already proves it's a sphere. It's like, okay, well, this is the test that would actually be needed to do it. Everybody would have to be paid and it would take probably months to even do, so it just sort of reveals that they don't actually have what they're claiming they have.
Gotcha. Thank you for clarifying that.
I mean, maybe you're not explaining the whole thing, but I don't see how you would use stars to measure the Earth's shape.
Because if you take angles to stars and then plot GPs, like a GP on the ground, put a flag in the ground, make a circle of a certain distance, make a bigger circle from that GP, a bigger, and then go to another star, do the same thing, angles to it, small circle, bigger, another one, small circle, and you keep doing that, and you make many, many circles of equal altitude. Those are all either going to be coplanar, like all the points at which they intersect are all going to be coplanar distances between all the points where this circle intersects that circle intersects that circle, and all those distances and points will be plotted to either be coplanar or they would be on a curved ball, the way the Globers would claim.
Yeah, I don't know how you're getting how you're comparing GPs and getting a ground shape.
So. Oh, so you're not talking about mapping all the stars?
Yeah, we're talking about plotting ground positions and circles of equal altitude and many numerous different GPs and circles of equal altitude, and then seeing how they all intersect and whether they're coplanar or fit on a curved matrix the way that the globe claims it does.
Yeah, I was asking because I heard about mapping the stars, and as far as I know, computationally, we don't have that kind of computing power capable to map all the stars that are up there in the sky.
Holy shit, Andrew's faster than this. I don't know if that killed the conversation. So I have a question for Rusted if you're listening still.
Hey, I'm here.
Are you Rusted?
No, I'm not, but I'm here.
I'm very glad you're here with
Are you
us, sir.
friends with Andrew? I am curious. Do you know Andrew? Maybe not. Okay. All right. What do you want? You up?
Do you think so? What do you think the possibilities we have of like victory as far as spreading whatever truth you think needs to be spread?
I guess I don't think of truth in terms of victory like you do.
Okay,
I
so
just
I used the wrong
speak my mind.
word.
Well,
How successful? Are you okay with success? How
no,
successful do you
your
think
definition of
we can
success.
possibly? Oh my god!
No, I get what you're saying, dude. And my definition of a success is not how many people can I fucking annoy and try to convince them of some shit. I stopped trying to
Okay, but that's what
convince
I'm
people
asking
of
you. How many
anything a
people do
long
you
fucking
think?
time
How
ago.
many? How much do you think the truther
I don't think
community
about
can
that because I don't
spread
care.
around the world?
I don't care. I don't think about
Okay, well
spreading truth.
let's try to
That's
think about that
stupid.
right now and
If
tell
you've
me
been to DMT rooms and you claim
what
to know so much, then the last thing you'd want to be
I
doing is
understand. You
pushing
you don't
egotistical
care if it
bullshit.
spreads. I got it. You don't care if it spreads. I'll rephrase the question. How much possibly do you think we could spread the truth if there was a community that did care to spread it?
I don't know. I don't even think that they tell the truth about how many people are on the fucking planet. So how could I give you a realistic number if I don't even know how many people realistically are
Okay,
actual
so
fucking human beings on this earth?
you would
So
agree that
it's a
most
stupid
likely
question.
we both pretty much. Would you agree with my position that these controllers have too much control and most likely they control what gets around?
Yeah, I mean, they control what normies believe, but nobody's ever gonna, the controllers are never gonna control a free thinking individual. They think for themselves regardless of what anybody else says.
That's
So
why
it
they have
doesn't matter.
controlled op agents to steer the truthers also, right?
Yeah, but not all truthers buy into the controlled out bullshit.
I
A lot
got
of
it.
truthers,
I got it.
so it doesn't,
So at best, the amount of people that will be truthers is the amount there are, right?
yeah, what does that matter?
So why do
What's your
you
point?
judge me for saying I want to get paid to push TFE and other and maybe the
Because you
globe?
could get paid by doing something you actually enjoy doing, like playing tennis, instead of
That would
trying to
be
sell out
way more difficult. Way more
your
difficult.
fellow man,
I would
instead of
make
trying to.
less. I would make no money. The only way I
Oh
can
my
make
god,
money on tennis
we
is
already
teach
went through
tennis.
this. Okay, you asked me some questions, and now you want to like talk over me while I'm answering. I don't understand why you can't just do something crafty or creative. Like,
Not
it
that
doesn't
I
have to be
need money.
tennis.
It's not
Then
that I
do
need money
something
though.
else.
It's about
Okay,
I'm
then
talking
why the
about
fuck is
you.
it the only thing that you talk more about money than you do about actual truths and
I'm
actual
talking
trying to
about
open people?
why
If
do you
you're really
judge
out here
me?
trying to open people's minds and trying to educate people, then you wouldn't be so full of yourself. You wouldn't be so egotistical. You wouldn't be
We both
bragging
know,
about how
we
good you
both
are at
agree.
tennis.
We're both in agreement. It's not going to work. That they're all going to the normies are going to be normies,
I'm
and the
not saying
truthers
it's not
are
going to work. Dude, I
the
never said
controlled
it's
the
not going to
truthers
work.
that are psyop by controlled up narratives are going to be
Dude, you
tricked because
can't
that's how the
change people's minds on anything. You can
exactly.
only
So
be
why do you care if I
yourself.
get paid to give people what they want to hear?
Dude, why do you care what I care about you getting fucking paid? Why do you care what I care about, what I think about you?
You're the one. I don't care what you do. If you say you want to do
You
something, I
clearly
wouldn't care.
care because you're asking me. So you clearly care. So stop
Because
acting like you
you're
don't
talking
care.
about you're
You're like, why
judging
do
me. I'm
you
not.
judge me? Like, clearly you care because you now are starting to feel a little bit of some way about
No, I'm
the
I'm
truthers
just
talking shit on
I'm
you.
exposing the contradiction in your worldview
It's
that
not a
you know we
contradiction
can't.
because I
You
don't sit
know
here and
we
ask
can't
people for
spread the
money.
truth. You know we are incapable of spreading the truth. They control
I
all the social media, and yet you're going to judge me for wanting to be a part of what's already
Dude, I don't
concrete.
ask for
They
money,
already
so that's where the
they
difference
have
is.
everything cornered. They have everything cornered. I just
So what? Let them. You can't control
You
the elites.
haven't
You can only
cornered
control you, dude.
anyone.
You can only control you. That's all you can control. You control what you do with your
and I can
time,
make
how you
and
make
if I
your
want
money. You can't control what they do, so just leave it alone, dude. Like, leave it alone.
exactly, and
If
I
people,
can and if I want to make money in some
that's
non
fine. Then do it. Sell your
in
soul,
some
dude. I don't care. I'm just saying I don't agree with it, and I wouldn't do it myself. If somebody
you
offered me
realize
money
all
to
you
turn
realize all
on my
you
beliefs,
realize
I would say fuck off. But you, on the other hand, have a price tag. It's 2 pesos. So fucking go live
everyone
with
has a
yourself.
price tag. All business is
No, they
based on
don't.
how
I
much
don't
you're
have a
willing to
price
bend
tag.
the rules
Real
to make
truthers
money.
don't
Never
have
sell
price
out.
tags.
All
Some people,
business. the entire business model, business strategy, like of the business classes that I went to in college for like a semester, the whole thing is just about how to skate, different laws so you can make
So
more
look,
money.
we know you're more you kind of like you're open morally. So using a business school, I think, is like a weaker part of your argument that you stand for. If you don't care about selling out, you don't care. There are some people that they will never ever support something they don't believe in. They will never give it extra legs, extra energy, anything ever. They just complete boycott. And I don't know why you act like that's not wrong. Give her her point.
All right, so can I
Yeah,
comment on this?
at
Because
some point,
the question of the information getting out. That's why, like when Russ had brought up that, like I've brought up that scenario like several times, 4 or 5 times, in terms of, because I mean in my view, that's what would actually be needed, is to have like a real research team that is on the up and up, that's actually doing the tests that would be needed. Because I don't really think that like doing some kind of campaign, like the idea of like putting up billboards or trying to just blast some kind of like social media stuff or whatever, because we would need like the actual like hard evidence to submit to the actual like people in the paradigm. Not that I'm putting like quote unquote professionals or scientists on a pedestal, but they are kind of like where the hinge of the paradigm is. And that's the thing. So if like actual data could be given to them, now most of them would not necessarily accept it, even if we had all kinds of like gyroscope data or star angle measurement data or curvature tests or all kinds of things. A lot of the people in that paradigm may not even look at it, or they may just write it off, or just, not even be willing to look at it because it's going to contradict the current globe paradigm too strongly. But if there was enough actual evidence that could be put forth, that to me would be the angle to where you could actually start to shift the actual paradigm, like evidence that goes against the current paradigm, that would be like in the actual professional type world, to where that could actually start to potentially shift the whole paradigm. So to me, that would be the route that it would have to take, rather than just like putting up billboards and trying to like, evangelize some kind of idea to people, because a lot of people are just going to have all kinds of resistance to that. And you would need like you need the hard evidence for that. So I mean,
it won't work.
Gio, can I ask you a question on that? Because you say that a lot. I'm curious. Can you break down how you think that could unfold? Because it's quite the optimistic position.
Yeah. Well, I think
Like as far as like the different stages of like let's say let's say I give you this, right? All the citizens of the world, besides the government officials, they all realize the Earth is flat. What happens now?
There is no such scenario in
Bro,
the
you're not
near
Geo.
future.
Okay, you're saying if there was evidence.
This is tooth fairy.
Let's say that the cat is out of the bag. They've been lying to us. All citizens realize we've been deceived about the globe model. What happens?
Well, it's probably
They'll convince. Sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say that
Powers drop.
even if everybody did believe that, they would still be on the news convincing everybody that it's not the case. Even if every single person.
I'm curious but I'm curious what Gio thinks.
Well, I don't really
When
think you're going to
powers
change.
drop, you unleash
Bro,
the
you are not
corruption.
Gio. What is wrong with this? Are you drunk, bro? Alcohol is a bad
So
drug, dude.
what? I'm interfering here because you guys are talking about tooth fairy.
Okay, well, we're going to
You are
talk about this.
talking about
Is that okay with you?
imaginary scenarios.
Okay.
You are not gonna fix the world. You're not Jesus.
All right. Thanks for your opinion. Can we continue with our conversation? Is that all you want to say? Okay. So QOP, the thing that would be needed if you had like all the actual, in the route I'm saying, if you had the evidence and data, the hard actual evidence and data that you could start submitting to various different, fields in the professional fields. This is speculative, obviously, of what would happen, but like when paradigms shift, usually they're in like a stage where, they're in a certain like midpoint kind of level. And then when information starts coming in that contradicts the paradigm, there's usually like an upset in the paradigm. So there would be this like evidence that's contradicting. And I mean, that's a complicated question, like what you're saying, like what would unfold from there? Because it wouldn't just be that every person all of a sudden would be like, oh, we're on a flat earth. Like that wouldn't really happen. Or we're on a stationary plane. Because even if some of the professionals were like, oh, okay, wow, there really isn't curvature, there isn't the motion that we were told, and this evidence, like if we could replicate Dayton Miller and do all this stuff. So when I've brought up this scenario, I'm not saying that it couldn't happen in the future, though. Like when I've brought it up to these guys, I'm bringing it up as a hypothetical, but I think that there's many potentials for things to happen. Like there's potential well springs of finances that could happen in the future. There's potential things that could come together. So I think like visioning for something to be possible is a positive thing. And there's that idea of like create your reality kind of thing. So like if you're envisioning something, can you, kind of attract that, like the whole law of attraction thing, like that's a whole topic in and of itself, whether that works or not.
Okay,
But
can you slow down a bit because you're the only one talking.
Hold on a second, bro. Let me finish what I'm saying. So QOP, yeah, it would that. So yeah, I mean, to vision for that happening, but I mean, if that were to happen, if the data was brought to the people that would actually be able to start to consider it more, like in the professional fields, what would happen from there? That's a pretty complex scenario. It wouldn't just be that everyone all of a sudden would be changed to that worldview, but it would probably start to change things. Yeah, I mean,
I'm just wondering because you just say because it's like it's a pretty crazy. I can't see that going down at all. I can't see they're setting up like the only way I could see that going down is if they were planning that and they were setting up to basically have like a world war and have that be the reason why more people are mad, like because they realize they've been lied to and then they fight government robots or something. But as far as like the truth just getting out and it being like awkward and then the government's like, what are we're gonna stop lying about the globe, but we're still gonna do other things. It's like I don't know. I'm just curious what you think would happen, like as far as like would there be
You
a
think people would
war,
go
like
to
a
war?
revolution?
You think people would go to war over the shape of the earth? Most people don't even want to talk about it or think about it, let alone actually fight about it.
Here's what I would say,
I
dude.
think, dude, if every citizen in the world figured out that they were lied about, that our money is getting like the space race between Russia and America is fake, that they're not using tax dollars for anything, as far as like the globe stuff, I think there would be a war.
All right, well, there's a lot of ways it could unfold. I would say this would be the best case scenario. Let's say somebody has the finances to finance everything that would be needed, which would be literally probably 20, 30 million or more. So it'd be a ton of money that would be needed. But let's say somebody had all that and could put the whole research team together and do all of it and so start submitting the actual tests and data, like the curvature test, gyroscope, Dayton Miller, all these different things that we could replicate. What the best case scenario is that the powers that be start kind of like maybe they're having some issue within themselves, like they're kind of crumbling. I'm just saying the best case scenario that they're kind of losing their own grip, like maybe one of their leaders dies or who knows, like some kind of corruption within their own thing so that they are kind of somewhat crumbling. Like, and I'm talking in the next like 10, 20 years, like not necessarily next month, but potentially in the next 10, 20 years, that they're kind of crumbling in their own way, that like their cycle is over, the reign of the globe period is over. And like, yeah, this is very optimistic. And then if the data and evidence was able to be submitted and that could kind of start rumbling through the kind of professional communities, like, whoa, have you heard about these guys that did this test that shows that there's not curvature? Wow, that really contradicts the globe idea, et cetera. So the best case scenario is that starts rumbling through at least the professionals that are willing to look at it. And then maybe the powers that be like sort of naturally crumble because you're not going to like take them out. You're not going to like get machine guns and,
That's
you're
what
not
I'm
going to.
saying. How are they going to? They're setting up so much infrastructure for it. What seems like a robot, like let's say they are preparing for us to figure it out. By the time that happens, I think they would have enough robots to like be able to not even need any sheep that fight for them. Who is that?
Yeah, I mean, okay, well, yeah. If you're saying they're setting up a robot army so big that they would never be able to be overtaken. Well, dude, this is why, like in the movies, like in like Lord of the Rings, like it seems like they're never gonna beat the orc army, and the Eye in the Sky Sauron thing, or in like Star Wars, like the Sith Lord is like, oh my god, these little Jedi's are never gonna beat the Sith Lord. But usually, like the evil entities kind of like slip on a banana, like they usually kind of make some kind of mistake, and then the Jedi's kind of, even though they're like outnumbered, they're able to. I'm just saying that's movie themes, but I'm just saying like there is usually some kind of unfolding, like when evil crumbles and then the good is able to get a leg up after a huge period of the evil having the leg up. So
Yeah, but the good guys in those movies are usually like a lot of men, and right now we just got like a lot of fat, really lazy people.
well, if somebody in this community came into $100 million and was going to use it correctly, do you think that they could use it correctly to actually, certainly they would be called a shill and an agent by all kinds of people, and they would be, who knows, and then those people would just not want to be involved. That's what I was going to ask Rusted, since I brought up this hypothetical. Rusted, if somebody in this community was offering you $200,000 to be on a research team, would you ever even consider it, or would you just think they're absolutely a shill, or would you consider that somebody could be legit and actually do
No,
it?
I would think anybody with $200,000 to hand over is a NASA fucking agent.
So you're
in my
so
opinion.
you okay? So you would just, like I was asking eggshells in that and the one little 1 minute clip when I was saying. So you're saying you would just not be on that team if
I
somebody
would participate, but I wouldn't accept any money for it because I would be selling out, in my opinion.
So, but what if it's on the up and up? Like, okay, all conspiracy outside of it.
No,
Like, let's
I don't
say,
want to accept money of this shit. Because to me, that goes against everything that I fucking have stood for. Like everything that I miss about the old YouTube, about people just putting out information without fucking asking for money every 2 seconds. Like it would go against everything that I would be selling my soul at that point if I accepted any money for
This
any of this shit.
this conversation is really sick, but my phone's dying. Please send money so I can get a charger. I'll be back later.
send Q out $10. All right, but
Pesos.
all right, but no, I hear
would
you.
participate, but I wouldn't accept money. No.
No, but I'm saying,
Okay.
what if somebody, okay, like, how there's research teams to do like XYZ, like people want to do this, they want to do that, they put a team together, something, and let's say it is on the up and up, like there's no deception, there's no NASA employees, like it's actually just, even if it's not even in this topic, it's some other topic that people want to hire people to do. Like, I'm saying you would even be against doing it if you were being paid for your actual research, being out there taking angles to stars or whatever you like to do. You're saying that even if it was on the up and up and you're actually being paid just like
Okay,
somebody's hired for a job.
I'll give you an example of something that actually did happen like 10, 15 years ago when I was really a lot more involved in my making clothing and selling it and stuff like that. And employee, somebody that actually did a like a little Christian film, like costume design for a little Christian film up north. And one of the guys was directly friends with some high up person at Nike and was trying to talk me into doing signing a contract with them and designing some shit for them. And I was like, at the time, Saul Williams had just sold out to Nike. I was like, nope, not doing anything that has to do with fucking Nike. Sorry. I don't care how much money you offer. I've already shut down offers for doing the thing that I love, and then another person wanted me to make a line of clothing for his company, but everything was going to be made in sweatshops. And I was like, no, sorry, not supporting that unless I know for a fact that it's made fairly and isn't, and he was making excuses for, why oh, these people need to make money too. And there was always excuses, but I just don't feel right supporting that shit. I would rather, be poor and, work, just do my little sewing jobs for people I know directly. And I don't feel the need to be a fucking millionaire, billionaire, whatever person, or have all this clout or this bullshit, because that's what I've always felt like is the death of someone's soul. So no, I wouldn't. I would participate if somebody said, "Hey, can you help us with this?" When I was physically able to, I would just help just because I'm interested in the topic and cool, yeah, let's do it, But as far as, accepting money for things that have to do with truther type of stuff, I'm good. I'll pass. I don't need to do that.
All right, but I mean, this idea is like a research team that would be doing the actual tests and things that would be needed, and so folks would have to be compensated for their time. Like if you were going to travel to, or maybe you were going to go to Antarctica and take measurements of the sun. You would be.
I don't know why somebody would ask me to do that because I have no research, no history with it's kind of why did Karen B go to this fucking, why did all of the community pay for her? She even said herself, I don't know why they're sending me. I don't do anything. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. It would be really stupid to send me to Antarctica or to any of these places to take any measurements or do anything because I have no history of doing anything like that. You know what I mean? And like she even admitted herself that she, you know, she just went there to party and have fun. And like, I'm not trying to waste people's money on being like some dumb girl that's just along for the ride that doesn't actually do anything. So that's what it sounds like to me, you know? So, I mean, to me,
All
I
right.
don't trust anybody that's going to have $200,000 to just throw around. I don't trust, period. Like, I just don't. I'm sorry. That's just where I'm at with it.
Okay, then here's another question. What if you came into $100 million somehow, some way, won the lottery or just whatever? You came into $100 million. Would you use it to put together a research team to do these tests to try to change the paradigm and help the world and prove what the actual Earth is? Would you do that?
Yeah,
If
I
you
mean, if I had the money, and I'm sure everyone would call me a shill, and I work for NASA, and I would fully expect that, and I would be disappointed in the community if I wasn't deemed a shill after showing up with $100 million or whatever. So, I mean, yeah, of course, I would put money into research. I wouldn't put all of it in. You know, I do want like a natural pool in my backyard that I'm still trying to put funds together for. There's things, other goals that I have, you know, that I would, you know, definitely put some aside, and I would be very particular about who I hired to help me with it for sure. But yeah, I mean, I would spend my own money if I was just some money just fell out of the fucking sky for sure.
Okay, and if you were going to do that and you were going to pay people $200,000 a year to be a full-time helper to travel around the world, do the tests that are needed, set up curvature, you know, tests and do all kinds of things, or lack of curvature tests, but like measuring water. So, I mean, you're saying that hypothetically you would pay you would do it, you would hire them, and you would realize that a lot of people are going to think you're just a shill, and then you would just maybe not work with those people. Just be like, all right, if they don't trust me, then forget it.
Yeah, I mean, I would, like I said, I would be disappointed if I wasn't being called a shill, because then I would be around a bunch of yes men, and that's kind of the thing that I like about this community is that there are people that still think for themselves and will call out the bullshit and be like, "Oh, you're a fucking shill," whatever. Like I would, you know, have no issues with that because that's just you can't control everybody. No, everybody's not going to like you. There's always going to be people that don't like you and want to go against you. And if you're not okay with that, then you shouldn't be trying to do any of this shit or be involved in any public like speaking or you know anything if you can't have thick skin. You know, that's kind of what it's all about, is being able to just roll with the punches. And you know, and if it gets too much, then step away. There's lots of people that do that. If they're like, you know, like look at Witsit, he had to go away for a little while and get his shit together, and I'm glad he did. You know, like sometimes breaks are good. It's not, the internet can be a rough place for sure.
Yeah. And in this community, yeah, certainly. Well, do you think it's possible that somebody could come along with that money and be legit? Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, but I mean, just knowing myself, like I would have to be, you know, people were trying to claim that Duffy was legit in the beginning, you know, so I guess it just depends on what you find out about the person, what their history is. If they, you know, if they're like Q-Op and they have a history of being like, oh, I'm going to shill for whoever the fuck gives me money, then yeah, am I going to trust them? No. So it just depends on the person and their history and then what they're about, what they have done.
And I would add that I think a lot of people are like me that I've talked to. I don't care if everybody gets out of the community and says that it's a globe again. Until I measure water curving myself, like, you know, in a legitimate way, I'm still going to believe what I believe, right? Because of what I've done and what I've seen, who I've heard. Like, it all makes sense that it could be multiple ways, right? Even ways that we don't think of. But, you know, it doesn't mean that it's a sphere or flat, but no one's going to convince me just because they come in and out of the community for whatever reason.
Yeah. No, that would indicate you're thinking for yourself. Yeah, you're not just going with the crowd, or just your mind's not just being swayed by whatever the masses are doing or whatever the people are, you know, going in and out of whatever it may be in their viewpoints.
Well, I know this community, as well as others, has whatever you want to call them, like shills, trolls, whatever. They're controlling the narrative a lot. There's disinformation and information, you know, all that is in any group. So you get a group of 20 people together, it's going to happen naturally. And then if you get the government involved in something so big as this, I think of course it would be, you know, I know it's a fact anyway. Like I don't need anyone to tell me yes or no. I've seen it, heard it. I know certain people that, are just here for entertainment and this, that, and the other, and they'll say and do whatever. We know that goes on. You have to be an individual in this and use your own discernment, go out and do your own test and come up with your own conclusions, and then see, who agrees with you and what they come up with that can support or, dispute what you're saying.
What percentage, if you were to take the entire community at large, what percentage, Rakia, do you think are actually legit that would really want to do the real tests, that are after the truth, that are on the up and up? When you include everyone, people are saying they're just here for entertainment or just to laugh at people. Obviously, they're not really, in this category. But what percentage do you think? I mean, is it 10%, 20, 50? Like what, if you had to estimate?
I would just say half, just guessing, but who knows? I mean, I don't really worry myself with that. There's a lot of smart people on both sides, right? I know that. And I think there's people on both sides that say they're a globe or a flat earther and they're actually the opposite. And then some that are just saying they're one or the other because they like one of the groups better than the other, like it fits their biases, or they just like the people better. Like, that's just human nature, right? But it's so weird that it should be so easy in my book, because I know a lot about how easy it is to set a horizontal. And, if they say it's so big that you can't measure it, that's a problem for me, right? That makes me think that they're lying to me, right? Nothing's so big you can't measure it. That's dumb.
Well, I just don't even get when folks say that they Shubil, and I'm not trying to quote him, but we're over a mile, you can be within centimeters of accuracy. And if the water is supposed to curve at 8 inches, why can't you just measure the 8 inches? If you can be within centimeters at a mile accuracy to make a plane of reference, it seems like,
they contradict themselves. And now they're going away with the low level observations and measurements because they know it's bullshit. And we've known it for years, right? I've personally known it for 8 years when I first got into this, because I could go to the same spot and see it fluctuate. I took the measurements through a theodolite myself and saw the Lake Pontchartrain Marriott Hotel be above the crosshair, right? How does that happen other than an optical illusion, right? It doesn't mean it's flat or curved. It just means there's optical illusions happening where you can't use that as a measurement. It's ridiculous. Now they're climbing mountains and saying you have to be at this altitude. Well, 10 years from now, they're going to say that's not true. You got to be at, the Kármán line. It's just weird.
Yeah. Well, that's why the optics are kind of limited, maybe, to really get to an absolute definitive, the optical. And I mean, I'm not a plane surveyor, but I'm aware of the field of plane surveying. And I mean, I'm aware of what they claim their margin of error can be. And yeah, within 100 square miles, 10 by 10 miles, that could be a 10 by 10 mile square. And that's, 66 feet of curvature. So you're telling me they're not accurate to do 66 feet over 10 miles? If they're doing
ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And you're smart enough to critical think about the straight edge, right? If you put a straight edge, no matter what the length at any distance, going out into the distance, you're going to have plus and minuses, but it's still going to be a straight edge, right? It's not going to curve under itself to reconnect at a certain distance away to come back and start up at the same point just because you made the same error with that straight edge so accurately that it made a sphere. That is ridiculous. That is just, you can't even think that way. And for them to say that that's what's happening is it's, I mean, that points me in the other direction, right?
You just coincidentally get the error to make a disco ball Earth that happens to perfectly match the curve. Yeah.
Because that's what closing the loop is, right? It's basically a horizontal line, a straight edge, coming around to itself. And if you hit the same starting point, the same benchmark in the beginning that you did when you close the loop, your horizontal plane is accurate. If you're off, then you need to redo it. That's what planar surveying is all about. But just forget about the optical tools that they use. You can use a straight edge or a string or whatever. No matter if it's sagging, point A to point B, you might have sag in the middle, but the 2 points are horizontal, right? And if you extend that straight edge out in either direction with a string or a straight edge, a board, or some long piece of metal or whatever, and draw it on a line, draw it on a wall, or do it on your wall, or you're not going to have that constant curvature or constant error margin giving you a arc so perfect it's going to create a sphere. And come loop underneath you and start, perfectly match the starting point. That's just ridiculous. You're going to have plus and minus errors, and after it's all said and done, you might be a little above and below the original benchmark, but you're going to have a horizontal line accurate enough over a mile or two to measure down from that horizontal line and see what the surface of, let's say, water is doing, or surface of anything, or the ceiling above you, right? That's what a horizontal benchmark is made to do. When you extend that benchmark, you can tell what above and below that, horizontal plane is doing, and that's where we get rise over run. They're saying that's impossible. It's not accurate enough, and then you get the guys like Shoebill saying you can be centimeter accurate, over this distance. Just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. If you're plus or minus, yeah, if you have your plus or minus, yeah. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. That's why I don't know if the optics will ever be completely definitive, like anything optical, which is why we've talked about like the physical test that could be possibly done, which would be very costly to do. And like we were talking about before, people generally can't just take time off their job and just go travel around. I mean, some people can, but a lot of people can't. So that's why generally compensation.
Wouldn't it be smart to like hire professional people to do certain measurements than just like some randos off the internet? Like I'm just some rando off the internet. Like I would think it would be like a really bad investment to send me to go do anything. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. Like I have no history with making measurements of any kind or doing surveying or doing anything like that. It would to me, it would be the most beneficial for both sides to get somebody who isn't flat earth or globe earth or whatever, doesn't have a channel, doesn't care, isn't, just pay them just to do the work, not attached to any label or anything, like completely secretively, almost like not even like letting the internet know. So then they don't like try and get them fired or any of the other nonsense that I guess happens with people that do stuff like this, and like.
Shouldn't that the fact that they have tried to get people fired and try and stop things like this, shouldn't that point you in a certain direction? Like, why would they have to do that if they were on the truth side, right? I mean, one of the biggest Globers in this community took a picture of my front door, posted my address, my business name, and my family member's name on the internet. Why would he do that? Why would he feel the need to do
Who
that?
did that? That's fucked up. Who did that?
He's deceased now, but it's the fact that he did it. So I don't really want to talk about him personally because he's not a person anymore. But this. That's
so.
Just
why do you apply that to the whole group though? When what one guy did?
What did you hear me apply it to the whole group?
Yeah, you do. I hear you. All that you're talking about. Globers, they threaten your life, and you always do.
Well,
No,
a lot of them do though. Left lane.
I said our Glober did it. Part of that group.
Hold on, left lane. You would kind of agree though. So there is like the mainstream thing of the globe. There's then the people saying, "Hey, it's not a globe." Obviously, the people saying it's not a globe are the minorities. And you, left lane, you would agree there are many globe Earth folks that want to dox and call people's job and get them fired. And
there are
many times.
Yeah, there are some bad players out there that very egregious. But I mean, that doesn't necessarily represent the group per se, because there's some bad dudes on the flat Earth side too.
I agree with you, left lane. That's why I didn't say it, and I'm agreeing with you now. So maybe take back what you said, because you're misrepresenting what I said. I said that guy did it. He just happens to be a Glober, and there's a lot more that happened to me personally, like, from Globers, right? Like I've heard flat earthers do bad things too. I'm not both groups. I mean, so I'm agreeing with you. Don't misrepresent me either.
Yeah, it's left lane. Do you want to respond? I mean, that's fair, because he didn't say it was everybody. I think he was saying, but the thing is there's a different angle, because if the globe is already the mainstream thing and someone's saying it's flat, then you can kind of try to either get them fired because it's the different thought, it's the minority thought. And there are maybe jobs that wouldn't accept, a flat earther to work for them or whatever because of their own feeling like reputation, or, we don't want to have an employee that is quote unquote crazy or whatever kind of stuff, programming they might think. So there's more of a likelihood that technically if someone is a flat earther and talking about it online, that somebody else could call their job and try to get them fired. Whereas if somebody's just a globe earther You know, I mean, maybe their behavior, you could try to say, hey, look at this guy online. He's, you know, I guess somebody could try to get someone fired to say, hey, this guy's defending the mainstream model, but he's being really toxic or something. But you know what I'm saying? There's not really the same angle. You can't be like, hey, fire that guy because he believes the Earth's a globe. Like, you know, that's already the mainstream thing.
So
Yeah, and that was my.
I have something to add into this, if you guys don't mind. So what I've talked to an attorney about, that doxing is not illegal, but unless it's used for a malicious intent, then it becomes highly illegal. It doesn't matter what country you're in, and I've had, I think, 4 people that have tried doing that to me, and
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, and I mean, what goes around comes around. I'll just say that. That's the least I'm going
What
to
about
say.
death over the internet? What if I wish death on you right now over the internet? In
That
print.
doesn't. No, that's not doxing, or doesn't. Yeah, it's not even a threat necessarily.
No, I'm talking about people wishing death on people. Like, I wish you were dead. I wish you would die. I wish you would drown in the lake that you're sending me a picture about. These are crazy people, right? That's got to be illegal. My attorney says it is. I mean, that's just ridiculous, bro. That's a threat against someone's life.
Well, saying that, I don't know. I'm not very good with the legalese kind of stuff. But if you say "I wish you were dead," I mean, I could say the same thing about a lot of different people. I'm sure that Jeffrey Dahmer probably had a whole bunch of people saying, "I wish he was dead."
Yeah, but I'm talking about personal. That's why I said it, because I'm not talking about what John told me, or you know what I'm saying. I'm talking about what personally has happened to me as a flat earther in this group from Globers. Right? This is things that have happened, and they're not right. My attorney says they're illegal for one. Doxing's never good, right? But to go out of your way and do these things and say these things as part of a group, like, you're representing other Globers, whether Left Lane likes it or not. Those people are representing that group. I don't like some of the flat earthers that represent me as a flat earther. Like, it doesn't make sense.
That's
and I try and
I had a group of flat earthers do that to me in 2018, dox me, and you know, because I was going against, you know, just telling people to hold on to their wallets and not to donate because they don't follow through with their experiments and stuff. And that's the FE core group. And because of that, I got doxxed. I got attacked by all the flat earthers. I got attacked by more flat earthers than I've ever gotten attacked by globe earthers. So
Can you expound on that a little bit more?
Yeah, there was this group of people with like you know, Karen B and that Ace McLeod, which was like her little minion and her little in the 24/7 room before Human Sheeple took it over or whatever. And Ace was talking like a creepy pedo to people, to kids. One time in particular, I was talking to this kid who said he was 13. He said how old he was. We were talking about gravity. Ace comes in, starts screaming, suck my blah blah, saying all this horrific, terrible stuff. I yelled at him and was like, what are you doing? You know, like, we had just had a mom come in and say how she doesn't normally let her kids listen to stuff on Discord, but because we actually talked about science and stuff, that she was allowing it. And then Ace comes in and starts talking like a fucking creepy pedo. And I started yelling at him. I got immediately booted. I got all these flat earthers started going against me. You know, I said, hey, you know, I went into chat a couple times and said, hold on to your wallets. Don't donate to these people. They're scam artists. And got doxxed on, what's his name, IPS's website. He called my dad, recorded it, called my mom, left voicemails, like, called my work. All of this was flat earthers that did this to me. No, never did a globe earther attack me like that. And I was in Gems chat. I was actually a mod in Gems. I was talking to globe earthers all the time. And I never once had any of them attack me the way that flat earthers attacked me.
I've had both sides do crazy stuff. I've had both sides do crazy stuff. Like the Globers, like what they do is they just try to make sure I can't make any money and find out anywhere I work privately and blow them up and hit them with Google reviews and harass them and DDoS attack every website I have, etc. But after Antarctica, I mean, I assume it was some flat earthers that were doing it. I don't really know. I think it's like exclusive to a side. By the way, I'm sharing my screen real fast. I found the telemetry data from the GoPro. I dropped it in my Telegram and all that, but some people have hit me up and said that they can't open it up. Like the program that extracted it was like $350 or something. And I know it opens up in there. I don't know if anyone's found out a way to open it in another program or whatever. I downloaded like every form. So I'm just sharing my screen. I'll show you what it looks like if anyone's curious. Because obviously I didn't want to share this whenever I was still living at this address because there was no way to remove my personal address. But I'm about to import it right now. So you see it's going to show our trip and it's super weird. I never even paid attention. So like, look, if you zoom in, obviously you're going to see where I used to live, which is why I was literally, I got a picture of my kids, which I don't even know how they got it. I got a picture of my house after the trip, all kinds of crazy stuff. So I was not about to show my address, but if you zoom all the way in, you're going to literally be able to see where I lived. Right. So anyway, but what's so weird about this is it shows our trip or whatever. It shows us going into the middle of the ocean. So like what we actually did, right, was we flew from here, we went down to like Santiago, and then we went to Punta Arenas, and then we went to here, right? And what it shows is us going out into the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and then veering off. I have no idea what's going on here. And then it shows us take some random, like, what is this? Like when we start to get over Antarctica, it just has us shoot over towards this ice shelf. There's no ice shelves except there's something named the ice shelf or whatever. And then it goes back and then shoots us back into here where we supposedly were. And then it has us, obviously driving around, walking around, all that.
And this
So
is the
anyway,
GoPro. This is the GoPro.
yeah, this is the GoPro.
Okay.
And I don't know if it like died. I'm pretty sure I kept it charged the entire time, right? I was putting batteries in it constantly. So like I don't know at all how this even happened. If you come over to like extract, it's got these different formats, right? So what I did was just like I went to every format it would let me, and then I extract it, and then it pops up in my Finder. And I dropped every one of these. I don't know if you guys can see the files, but I dropped every one of them, right? So I dropped GPX, CSV, KML, whatever these are, right? And the one that has the most data points, I guess, is this one, MG JSON. I don't know. Supposed to have like the bearing, the slope, altitude, longitude, all this stuff. I dropped every one of these in my Telegram. So yeah, and I can drop them all. I'll drop them all in this Discord right now, but I don't know
Can
if you
you
guys are
also
able to even open it.
can you also drop I heard you talking the other day about solar pictures you were taking of the sunspots. Can you drop those too? Cuz I heard you say that you put them in your Telegram, but I don't remember seeing any. And yeah.
I heard you guys.
So I didn't take the like. I took as soon as I got there. I immediately like demanded or asked for someone else's camera, whoever had it. I think it was McKeegan's camera that I looked at it right when we got there. It was like the first thing I wanted to look at. So like I didn't personally take solar spots, right? Because like what happened was when I got there, I had my P900 with the solar filter I still had to put on it, and then I put it on the what's it called, the tripod or whatever. And then when I started looking at the sun, like Jaren like freaked out. He said it was gonna ruin the camera. He just grabbed the camera and like bent it down, and it snapped and broke off the thing. So it was like all rigged up the whole time. Whatever. Long story short, the solar spot like I have a few, and I'll go find them. I did drop them
No,
in
it's cool.
Telegram. So
If it was McKeegan's, and I already saw those. I heard you saying the other day that you were busy taking solar, sunspot pictures, and I was like, oh, I don't remember. And he said you said you posted it in your Telegram, and like I'm not on your Telegram, and stuff gets lost after like a day in those types of rooms. So,
yeah, I mean, I have a
but if you,
few, right? Like I had a few, but they were free-handed. You know what I
oh,
mean?
got it.
And I did
Okay,
drop those, but it's
probably
like,
blurry.
I mean, it's pretty incredible that I even got a couple that are pretty clear. But um, again, so I know people aren't. This isn't what people want to hear, or whatever. But like when I went, like the trip for me was just like I was just going to see it, and I was like taking it all in, and I'm like, am I at like the end of Earth? Like, is there a dome here? Like, I was just looking at everything. I wasn't there were like 57 cameras around me, so I don't know. I didn't really care. I wanted to look through the camera and see it myself, and I did. And then I started having to try the whole time I was there, I was just trying to understand like how am I seeing the sun with the sunspots like inverted? You know what I mean? So yeah, whatever. But um just while I have this here, right? Because I lost this for a while after I moved, and I found it a couple days ago. I'm gonna drop them in the live stream text, but I don't know if anybody's gonna be able to open these. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna drop every one of the formats. Hopefully you guys cannot see my files actually. Let me just stop sharing screen. So yeah.
There's also on the server, if it's a place that I'm trying to think, there's all the rooms below, but I'm just tagging you here. That room, Antarctica, there is an Antarctica channel down there. That might be a place to put it. Or like, well, there's astrophotography, but maybe just the Antarctica channel. If you want, just that way, like it's sort of, if people want to get them later, it's a little bit easier to reference than only in the live stream text chat.
Go out to do both. So
I think when you were there, when you were streaming on here live, I think you showed, maybe it was McKeegan's then, the sunspots. I think you put your camera while you were live on here up to the screen, maybe, if I remember, and showed the sunspots.
yeah, maybe so. I don't really remember. I just remember after Jaren broke it, like he let me use something, but it was like rigged up. Yeah, but I do remember when I got back, right? Like I looked through my SD card and I had some pictures of it. I mean, I could try to find them. They're actually not even in my main. They're in my Miswits, and then they're in the Antarctica section. So, but then of course people blew that section up with a bunch of Euro Mason bullshit. Oh, I'd have to go all the way up, but I go to if you go to the Misfits and then go to the media, right? Like it's gonna go straight to it, and they should be in there.
What do you make of that telemetry data being all skewed? I mean, it is like
It's super weird.
It's like GoPro, so it could be kind of iffy on. It's not like a high precision, I mean, it is sort of, but I'm just saying it's maybe not the most like accurate or something. But I mean, do you think that actually means you flew somewhere else, or do you think it's just like an error in the way the?
Well, I don't know, because I mean, I know I was in Santiago. I was at an airport it was a Santiago airport, and then I was in Punta Arenas, and I went around Punta Arenas, the city. I went into stores and everything.
And it doesn't show any of that.
It doesn't show any of it. Nope.
Yeah. That is weird.
Super
it just
weird.
veers off to the ocean and then goes to Antarctica. Yeah, without showing the stops in Santiago and Punta Arenas.
And everyone there had a GoPro, so technically all of them should be able to do this. And I mean, I can try to reach out to them. I don't like these people though, but especially with the whole saga going on right now about the documentary. But like, I can try to reach out to people and say I have the extractor. It's like $300. I mean, you would think if you spend 200-300 grand, you should be able to spend $300. But if they'll send me their raw files, then I could pull it.
Was this the same device that they gave all of you guys that was through that that company? I forget the name of the company.
No. That was like this little, it was just a little separate device that thing was.
So they all
Which I
had
didn't even keep that on me the whole time.
So they all had GoPros along with that little thing, because none of them have posted anything other than just that, whatever that little device was from that NASA company or
Yeah,
whatever.
I know, which is so weird. That's so weird.
So what's the saga with the show? You said I thought it was a movie. Is it
They
now
made me
going to be a
sign it. They
show?
made me sign in.
Oh, you can't talk
They
about
made
it.
me sign.
Okay.
They made me sign an NDA just to see it.
Oh, but you did get it. Well, I guess if you can't talk about it, then I don't want to
I
get
mean,
you
I
in
don't
trouble.
care to kind of talk about it. They're not. I mean, but I can't say specifics about it. I guess I'm not supposed to, at least.
I guess tell us
But
what
I'll
you
say
can. I
like,
guess.
yeah. So like Mark, who's the director of Candace Owens, used to be, doesn't work for anymore. Drove to me, and they gave me like a private viewing of it. And so like the way this all started, right, was we had the whole back and forth of the contract, and I ended up writing the whole thing myself, where it said we have final edit rights. And I didn't really, I guess, expect Jaren to flip 180 like that. So I was kind of expecting us to like stand together where they really don't have anything without us. And of course, that didn't really go to how it's planned, right? So now we're in the situation where their documentary will have a flat earther that flipped. If I'm not in it, we have no real like flat earth representation at all in the film, you know? So I don't know. But anyway, then McToon sneaks in last minute thinking that we're retarded and we don't realize that he didn't sign that. And then we confront them right before we take off and say he has to sign something that says final edit rights, whatever. Fast forward to the after the trip, Jonathan sends me the trailer, and then like I'm all in the trailer on the final scene of the trailer where I say like one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, or for flat Earth. And I said, this is being presented as though everyone agrees it's like a final test that disprove like that, you know, proves the globe or whatever. I'm not going to be in a documentary that does that. I don't agree with that. That's not what happened. So, and then Duffy got real pissed and said, whatever, just screw him, take him out of it. So they took me out of the trailer and then posted whatever the trailer without me in it. And they, so last I heard, I wasn't going to be in it. And then Jonathan was talking about like, dude, I really wish I could put you in it. We really need you in it. And realistically, they need me in it because it's going to be really boring if I'm not in it, you know? And so anyway, Duffy's like, whatever, screw it. I'm like, okay, because you could tell Duffy was super triggered that I had like all the power over his documentary. You know what I mean? Like I'm like effectively the director in a way. Like I get to call the shots if they want me in it. And he was getting pissed. So then what it was like a year and a half later, I guess Duffy goes live a couple days before they come out and show me talking about they're gonna put me in it anyway. And then when they show me the edit, I'm all in it. I mean, like I won't say much more than that, but like the whole first part of it, it's like centered on me and then like the history of me and McToon and all this stuff. And it's like if they take me out of it, they have nothing. They have a bunch of like weirdos, like older men that are obsessed with flat Earth while claiming it's stupid. You know what I mean? Like, who wants to watch that? So,
So
like, if you
wait,
don't have the
you
flat
did
Earther
end
in
up
it, then they
signing
come.
it though, right? Because
Uh,
otherwise they wouldn't. Because otherwise you could sue them for having you in
well,
there.
that's the thing. Yeah, I can still sue that. Like, that's what's so weird about it. Duffy, I don't know if he feels confident that either I won't sue him or that he can fight me and make it cost so much that I can't afford it, or his attorneys he thinks there's some loophole. Which I have a really good attorney, and he assures me there is not. It's black and white. That's what I don't get. I think that what happened, right? He spent so much money on it. He's wanting to be able to sell it and make money. He wants to sell it to somebody, and like, if I'm not in it, they don't really have any. They don't, I mean, it just. I don't think anyone's going to watch it if you don't have me in it.
Well, people will
And I
watch
don't
it,
mean
but they'll
just.
have to redo it, right? Like Jonathan's been working on it this whole time. He would have to completely redo it and take you out of it, right?
Well, people. Well, for one, yeah, exactly. But I'm saying like, yeah, flat earthers will watch it or whatever, but like, it will. It won't be like like it won't be like entertain. Like without saying too much, I'm just saying that if you take me out of it, they don't really have any cliffhangers, they don't have any drama, they don't have anything. Because like one example is like where I go off on McToon and I straight up told him, "Oh, we just won't go." And we're like in Punta Arenas, and I'm like, "Well, we just won't go then." And then they weren't sure if we were gonna go, and so they frame all that in there. Like I'm in a bunch of the crucial shots. You see what I'm saying? Like if they can't use me at all, and so that's one option. Obviously, is to be like, "No, you can't use me at all." And they then sue them, I guess. But the only issue is that Jaren kind of changes this whole dynamic because Jaren flipping now they do have a flat earther in there because obviously they have the Liz girl, but Liz is like she's kind of inconsequential in the film. So like,
Wait, Jaren flipped
yeah,
back to flat?
no. I'm just saying like because
Oh,
he
they
flipped a
could make
globe,
him?
right?
Oh, okay, I
Well,
get you.
no, I'm just saying like they get to put a flat earther in the film, and it's like perfect for them, right? Where it's like he was a flat earther, but then he found out it wasn't flat. Um, so like if I'm not in it, then there's no one because like every time I was interviewed, I made the point that like this doesn't prove the Earth's a globe at all. It's still flat. Like I wouldn't let them. I wouldn't let every interview I said that. Right. So like that's kind of the decision that has to be made. So there's two parts to this, right? If I make the decision to say no, um, who knows if they'll honor it or still try to push me in there? Because, like you said, obviously they've edited it this whole time and they put me in it anyway after telling me I wasn't going to be in it. So they've clearly made the decision that they're going to put me in it regardless, right? Or like that would make no sense. Spend all this time, all this money editing it with me in it. So obviously they're going to try to make me sue them or whatever.
Are you
And then the
sure that they
other,
didn't? Sorry, one question really quick. Did they when you signed your first original doc, like whatever document with Duffy, are you sure that there wasn't something there that gives them permission to like use a certain
yeah,
amount of
100.
time with you? Okay.
No, 100%. Yeah, like I've had like one of the best civil attorneys in the country look at it. I mean, he's a flat earther also. I mean, he actually didn't want me to go, but yeah, like 100%. The contract is like a typical final edit right wording. I mean, it's like over the top. It's like overkill. So it's like what it says is that they can use like something where like if you're in the background of a 360 of the sun, they can use that, right? Which I thought would be unreasonable to say they couldn't do that because like how they wouldn't be able to use anything, that's like totally not fair. I'm like, I don't care about that. What I care about is you taking stuff that I said out of context and putting it in a hit piece. You know what I mean? So that is, but they don't just have me in backgrounds, bro. They have my interviews, they have all that. And anyway, and then there's another part of it. I'll just say it like this. There was another thing that was filmed where when we were in the hotel, I guess there's like this physicist guy that was going to Antarctica to run the marathon. And he found out while we were there and was really curious about it. He sat down with me in the lobby and I break down like geocentrism and flat earth to him. And it's like, he was super cool about it. Um, if you, I'll just say that's something that would be beneficial to be in there. Like if you take out, it just depends on what people think, right? I'm going to kind of, my idea is to like let the community decide. The problem is we don't really have much of a community anymore. I don't know how that would work, but like, um, again, the decision to be made, I guess, is like option A is I say, no, you can't use me. Either they do anyway, or they take me out. If they take me out, then you just have Jaren, assumably he's gonna agree. I will say this, I reached out to Jaren a few months ago and I said, like, look, dude, I need you, even though I know you flipped and all that, like, we're still supposed to be boys. We had an agreement, dude. Like, I need you to kind of stand with me in terms of the documentary because like if they can just get you, they're just not gonna care. You know what I mean? And now we lost all the leverage that we had, and we kind of made a promise to all these people we weren't going to let them put us in a hit piece. And he said he'll think about it. So, who knows, right? Realistically, he's a Glober now. He posted something about the Challenger being legit 2 days ago on X. You know what I mean? Like, he posted something about the Earth spinning a day ago. So, like, I can't control another man. Obviously, I don't know. So anyway, my point is like, if you take me out of it, you have like Lizbeth, you have Jaren. These are flat earthers that went. You have Jonathan kind of being a flat earther. You have the Globers like pouncing on them and explaining all the globe quote unquote experiments the whole time. And then it's obviously going to be framed as like the straw man of the AE map with the physical location of the sun being what flat Earth is and it being debunked. So like if you don't have really, from my understanding, I'm the only one involved with the trip that from beginning to end, before the trip, after the trip, during the trip, my position was the same the whole time, which was like, oh, I don't know if it's there. I'm highly skeptical of it, but if it's there, it's inconsequential and it doesn't have anything to do with the physical measurements of the Earth, and the Earth's not a globe regardless. And I said that the entire time, every time I was interviewed, I'm the only one that did that. So I'm just saying, like, the movie won't have that in there, meaning like it won't have the representation of our actual position now in there. Right. Obviously, there's a group of people that think we didn't go or whatever, or think it isn't there or whatever. Like, okay, well, that's cool, but it is there. I went there and saw it. So, like, for the flat earthers that accept that's true, I mean, we'll have no representation. Now, the question is, though, like, how popular will it even be? Will someone actually buy it? I don't know. But I mean, it did get international coverage apparently at the time. So I don't really know. I'm not sure the best thing to do. And I will say this, when they show me the private showing, I'm just probably not even supposed to be talking about this, but who cares? Because they're clearly not showing integrity with what they signed. But they like, they were telling me write down any times of issues that I have or any changes I want. right? And so I kept a mental note of it. Like I know like 23 minutes and then 4 minutes and then I know these off the top of my head. Um, who knows? Maybe they'll actually do that. I don't know what you guys
Did
think
you
about it.
did you message it to them or did you just have it in your
I
mental?
I just remember. I remember, but I haven't yet. But because there's another part of it where there's like it's supposed to like kind of like the final edit, but at the end of it, it's like update where people are now, and they want to. They asked if I was down to do like an update interview, and that would mean like the audience is left with that. That'll be the last thing they hear, which is like a pretty huge opportunity, right, for flat Earth. Meaning like you get to hear from a flat earther, a real flat earther that was there, and then what they think now and how it didn't prove the Earth is a globe for them. Explain it uh, at the end of the film. And if I turn it down or tell them to take me out and try to kind of call their bluff, then they'll just be left with a bunch of globers and then like a flat earther who flipped.
Yeah, and then
So
the
they
thing
kind of
is,
got me in a corner.
well, it's kind of to me, it's like the in between point of whether it's a hit piece or not. Because if it's not a hit piece, at least you guys would all be represented, and ideally to your own satisfaction, to that you're represented. Now they still could weave some other narrative or something, but at least if you're able to represent yourself, that But if you're not able to, or if you're gonna, then it gets into hit piece territory where you're being
Well, it's not a hit piece.
misrepresented.
It's not a hit piece in the standard meaning of like the way Behind the Curve was, right? Where like they take stuff out of sequence and move it around and misrepresent what people are actually saying. It's not like that. Like Jonathan legitimately was a flat earther. He was just not like a super informed one. From my understanding, he's still not a glober. That's what he just told me. Who knows? But like I will say it's like a documentary style of the trip. Right? Like it's more documenting the trip itself and like how it's like epic and no one's ever done it type of thing. But
Yeah.
it obviously comes from the angle. I mean, it's a Glober spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to try to disprove flat Earth. You know what I mean? So like, it obviously shows all the stuff that was on YouTube, like the Glober tests and all this, right? It shows that and shows that it matches the predictions or whatever. So if you
Yeah.
just if you take me out, then you're kind of just left with that narrative. It'll be much more behind the curve-ish without me in it. So it just meaning it's just super one-sided.
Yeah, because you're the only
Or like
one like of that group that's kind of holding the position that this doesn't make the Earth a globe. Like, I mean, did Lisbeth kind of flip? I heard that she
no,
kind of.
she didn't flip. She didn't flip. But she's not. She doesn't. It's just she doesn't have a significant role in
Yeah.
any of it. Yeah. So
Well, I'm just saying you're
Yeah.
the only one like holding.
she didn't flip. She didn't flip. But she's not. She doesn't. It's just she doesn't have a significant role in
Yeah.
any of it. Yeah. So
Well, I'm just saying you're
Yeah.
the only one like holding ground that is more like nuanced and deeper in the topic than, let's say, Lisbeth or Jonathan.
yeah, and I'm the only one in the interviews that articulated that specifically.
Yeah.
So
Well, from
Yeah.
what you saw, were you satisfied or unsatisfied with how they have you in there from the edit you saw?
It's not terrible.
So, I mean, even if they just go through with that and you don't even get to edit it, would you even need
I
to sue
wouldn't
them?
be
Or would
like
you-
super mad or anything.
Would you? Yeah, and then the whole like suing them thing. Would you? Yeah, would you not even need to? Because it's like, all right, well, and then if they do let you edit it a little bit, isn't that kind of what you'd wanted originally?
Yeah.
That yeah,
Well, yeah. If I actually suggest changes, they make the changes. I mean, technically, they did show me the respect of hitting me up, driving out to me, and giving me a private viewing, and then telling me to write down anything or keep up with anything I want changed. So they're trying to keep their side of it, hoping that I'm going to go along with it. But it's obvious that if I don't, they're going to go through with it anyway, because Duffy doesn't have a choice. Like I'm not going to say any details. I'm just telling you guys that if you take me out of it, it sucks.
well, he has
And
to
I'm not
also
saying it
deal
like
with.
because of me. It's just that that's the way it was filmed. That's the way everything went down. When we first got there, the first dinner, they debated me 4v1. As soon as we met each other, you got Duffy, McKeegan, McToon, and this other guy debating me the entire dinner. And I'm just like ordering wine because I'm so annoyed. And I'm like, dude, okay, cool. Agree to disagree. They're just like bombarding me, right? 4v1. So like if you take that out, then you you take out all those flat Earth arguments made. If you take out, which I'm not even. I mean, like I was not happy. I don't. I mean, I also will say this. Like I look kind of crazy in it because like I was not planning on being in it. So I didn't care what I looked like. I didn't care what my hair looked like. I didn't care about trimming my beard or looking professional. You know, like I just didn't care because I'm just like I'm not gonna let them use me. So I mean, I guess that's a part of it. But I don't like an insane person or anything. But I'm just saying that I don't. I just didn't care. And then every time the camera's around, I'm just like ignoring it. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't. I didn't. There's like a group. There's like a group message where they kind of throw some of the comms in there. Like I didn't send one text. I didn't reply to a group message the entire time I was there. You know, like I just didn't intend on being in any of this. Now it's kind of tricky, right? Like Jaren flipping kind of changes a lot of it. So I don't know. I will say this. I think that where I kind of lean as of now is like if they'll include a final, like where they're at now, they include me. If they give me like a minute, 30 seconds to a minute at least, which is a long time in documentary world, you know. But if they give me like a minute or whatever at the end of it to like actually lay it out, and then I like really kind of write it or think about it, like point to these tests, point to these channels, make these points, and be like we've already modeled it out or whatever. Um, I think that's extremely valuable, and it would maybe be worth considering just saying it's cool for them to use me if they'll put that in there because that means like after everything they see, then the audience sees, oh, but that flat Earth guy, he's still a flat earther, and so I could kind of like I could attempt to like force them to. Yeah, Duffy's not going to want to put that in there. You know what I mean? Duffy's going to want it to end with like, oh, flat Earth has been disproven. So I can try that, right? Where it's like, well, if you want to use me, then you have to put me in at the end, giving like an update.
Yeah.
And then I just have to think how to just like bang, 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 leave a bunch of gems and point the audience to real flat earthers, you know, after they watch the film. To me, that's like immensely valuable, you know. And then they're obviously talking about different things that I can't really say the specifics of that I could agree to participate in where I would be able to still be the guy representing FE after the fact. I can't say anything though.
It'd be kind of cool if you guys all got together and did like a live filming, like a panel thing or something for like the final. That's just another idea, but where you're all like in person again and then giving like your final ideas. I mean, that's just one way to do it, or as an idea, but I don't know if that's even in the thoughts of what you guys are thinking or not. But the thing about what I would say what Duffy's in, it's kind of a dicey situation because if he doesn't have you in there, okay, maybe that's what he presents to whoever's going to end up watching it, and maybe some people won't really know what actually went on. But the problem is if he doesn't put you in there, I would think for him, if he doesn't put you in there, then now he's in a situation where there's just like rumors galore, like, wait, there was this other guy that he wasn't put in the documentary, and wait, he didn't flip to the globe? Why didn't he flip to the globe? You know, like that almost might bring more attention against what he wants because everyone's going to be like, what, you know, of what went on there, and there'll be tons of, you know, now some people might not look into that. They might just kind of see the surface movie. But yeah, that's a huge like risk on his end. And overall, it just seems like at least to keep it within some level of integrity, it seems like you guys should all be able to be represented, at least for your positions, you know, ideally.
And they also can't really like revise history, right? Like if anyone watches it and then wants to go look at the YouTube, like they're going to see me in that live stream where everyone talks for a little bit. They're going to see, you know what I mean? Like they're going to be like, wait, why is he not in that? So the other thing is, right, obviously, if it works the way they want it to and someone actually buys it and then quite a few people see it or whatever, then as long as I am online active, like accurately representing FE at that point, like there's an argument to be made. It's a net positive for Flat, right? Because then it's like all these new eyes come hear the real argument. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm just telling you that I don't think that what you just said is why he wants to put me in it at all, because he got super pissed whenever I like put my foot down about the trailer. And I didn't say to change the trailer. I said, I can just tell this is being positioned as though it's it's final and definitive, I'm not going to be in a documentary that does that, because that's not my position. That's not, you know, it's being presented as though we all agree this would definitively prove it once and for all. That isn't what happened, and I'm not going to be in a documentary that does that. I'm not going to be in a film that does that. And so Duffy got triggered and was like, fine, screw him, just take him out. We're just not going to put him in at all.
Yeah, but okay, so you're saying that it doesn't seem like he's concerned of taking you out, that it'll be a kickback, but maybe that was like, I don't know what scenario that was, but if he was angry in the moment, but whether he ends up listening to this recording or hears this idea, but that's the thing. Well, he already would probably be thinking this, like what the kickback obviously would end up being. It's not like he wouldn't have thought of that, but you're saying, yeah, it doesn't seem like he cares.
Well, they don't
enough.
really. He can't really
He's got
whine
to,
about
though.
me talking about this right now. He went online and talked about it. You know what I mean? Like, and started saying that we're going to use it anyway. I haven't listened to it. Someone came to me and told me that he basically said that they're going to put me in it anyway or something like that, whether or not I agree, which is insane.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm just not like a litigious guy. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain group of people that love to do that. I'm not one of those people. So, I would prefer to not do that in general. But I mean, if I
Yeah,
had
so
to,
the
I guess
worst,
I would, you know.
the worst case is that they put you in there and misrepresent you, and it's a hit piece. I'm just saying the worst case, and then you would either have legal recourse or just completely have that out there. Would it be? It's like,
And that would be so stupid for them to do that, especially if they try to sell it to someone else, because they're going to sell it to someone else, and then if I win the lawsuit, they won't be able to publish it.
Oh shit.
And maybe
Well,
that's the
and
benefit.
you would never have to ask anybody for money again if you got a big chunk out of that. That's a pro.
Yeah,
Just saying.
depending on what they determine the damages were or whatever. Yeah.
Sounds
The
like they're
other thing that
gambling.
was
The thing
probably
is, the way that people deal with that, the way, like, they just they file motions to drag it out and hope you can't fund it, right? Like, to get through the suit to the money, to the judgment or settlement, you have to pay to get there. And when it comes to like civil law, like, representing yourself is a terrible idea, because you're just dealing with a bunch of Jews that like live for this and know every conceivable loophole, and you can be completely right. I mean, it's typically Jewish people that, like, anytime I've talked to an attorney about a civil lawsuit, dude, it's like insane. It's an insane world where, like, there's so many loopholes